into a passenger car until it passes. There is a slim chance. I don't know if it's literally 1 in 8 out of the party members, but it happened to me.
Okay.
Instead, like most people, they go into a passenger car and they have to fight a ghost ad, and you have to beat it before and get back to the group before the next phase or whatever.
Excellent.
One person, I think, out of the group, it was me, fights Siegfried, and he like goes down in 1 hit, and then you just get back out way easier.
That's very good. Wait, is Siegfried just hiding in the chimney?
No, he's in one of the passenger cars.
Oh, okay, okay.
Instead of like everyone else fights like an actual ghost like ad with mechanics, but you're like, I am Siegfried. Ow!
Man, that character sure does exist in Final Fantasy VI.
I'm like, shoot, I forgot about this character until I went into this train car. I'm like, oh right, he seemed like he was going to be a thing. Like he might be the new Gilgamesh, and then he wasn't a thing at all.
He wasn't. He really wasn't. Oh well. Rachel, what MMOs have you been playing lately?
I've not been playing any MMOs lately.
Good job.
What if you were going to be playing an MMO? Describe it for us.
Oh lord, I don't know how you would make a Stardew Valley MMO, but I'm willing to bet that it would be great and I would love it.
That sounds pretty good. Would it be still the Stardew graphics?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
god, yeah, without a doubt.
Is it basically Ragnarok Online?
I actually really
Zenny
like
plays.
RO.
Zenny please.
They have very nice
Zenny
ads.
plays. The music was delightful.
Yes. I still get the full sound. It's like 10 hours long. The full
soundtrack?
soundtrack.
It is.
Yeah. The full soundtrack.
Yeah, they, if nothing else, those sorts of games really commit to the work time background music experience.
Good contributors.
Anyone ever play Lineage?
Nope.
No.
Avoided.
I think I played Lineage 2 for like a half hour and then I couldn't stop laughing at just how...
How much like a job it was?
It was, oh man, that game. The
MMOs of that era and style tended to be ridiculously grindy. I just didn't want to waste any time with it. It's like,
I
nope.
really like grindy MMOs. Like that's the thing.
Lineage 2, I think, was the first time that I encountered someone. This was back in college, of course, but I had a friend and his roommate had his entire desktop PC set up on the coffee table in the living room area because he knew he was just going to be grinding in Lineage 2 all day, so we might as well get to watch Lost with everyone else.
It's the only way he would see people that day.
Basically, yeah.
I don't know.
What was your favorite MMO? Like if you could go back in time and play it at its prime, what would you pick?
So I was really, really excited about the concept of the Matrix Online when it was coming out. I didn't even.
I'm sorry for young Britain.
I didn't even have. I had no MMO experience. I didn't have a computer even that would run it. But I signed up for the beta and I talked to a friend of mine. Again, this is in college, to ask if I could borrow his machine and install the game and try it out because I was a big fan of the movies. Yes, all 3 of them, and I wanted to try out and see where the story was going to go. And I didn't realize what a beta MMO looked like, much less even like a fully realized one back in 2003 or whatever this was. And when I signed in and I discovered that... is this a keyboard cat?
Yeah.
Well, you would have played me off, but not the friend whose computer I borrowed, because he was like, well, heck, you're jacked into the Matrix. I'm at least going to run around and have fun with people. And so after I had already started crying and wandered off, discovering that whether you work for the agents or for the Merovingian, you're doing the exact same quests no matter what. There's no story depth to this whatsoever. I don't even get a trench coat.
Well, it had one job!
I know.
I had a few jobs.
I know. The thing is that they figured out how to get emotes and a cowboy hat. And so they found like one of the main like little public lobbies, and they grinded up enough experience to generate like a duplicate of themselves out of the code, which like the ability was called Guard, which is like kind of like a shadow clone kind of thing where you place like a duplicate of yourself and it draws aggro, that kind of thing. But of course they were just RPing at this point, so they introduced him as Guad. And they wore no clothes except for their cowboy hat, and they gave each other bro hugs. And that was the best MMO experience of my life. Also, I'm thinking going back to Warcraft. Anyway, what's going on with y'all? What's happening in Dungeon Land? Welcome to Dungeon Land. Here at my house.
Hi.
What's the story? What's the scoop?
Ix is dead.
Ix is not dead.
They went to the hospital.
Ix is in a hospital.
Okay.
The Grots took them there.
Yes, the Grots took Ix to the hospital, as you by no doubt notice. Jeff is not here. Jeff is not in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Jeff is in California, which is like the hospital of America. You can get treated for your sickness with that dank herb.
Yes.
Did you know?
No.
Did you know?
No.
Did you know?
No.
You can get medicinal marijuana for your cat.
Atari? Oh my god.
If your cat is suffering from... Stop it.
Oh man, am I playing Monster Hunter again?
I
It's
don't
true.
need to
Please
hear-
kill him.
I don't need to hear a stoned cat. and
It's
that
not
is a nightmare.
stoned. It's just living its best
There's
life.
a cat and he carries me medicine, and that's how I survive a monster.
It's true.
Oh god.
Let's talk about characters that aren't Ix. What happened last week?
I don't remember anymore. My mind is gone.
Okay.
Cats have marijuana.
All right. Some characters were building shares.
Yes.
Yes.
One character got punched in the face.
Yes.
Yes.
One character went to a rally dedication ceremony, something like that.
Stabbed a robot.
Yes,
Yeah.
stabbed a robot.
Nice.
It's true.
And then I dragged her on my detective quest.
Yes.
Like,
Ix-
hey, you're really tired from stabbing a robot that I don't know about.
some
Who wants
ninjas
to go hide in the ash?
tried to go home, but stumbled across Ix unconscious in a field
Yes.
and deliberated over turning her in for the reward, which may or may not have still been available. Ries talked to his dad, who seems like is a fine, upstanding individual.
Yeah, we all got that impression.
I think that's about it. I think maybe we're opening up on anyone that might happen to be following Ix to the hospital or checking in maybe the next day or something like that. I think you've sort of, you trailed at a leisurely pace, sort of just taking it on faith that this tall, handsome drow of a professional fighter had Ix's best intentions in mind when he scooped her up and literally ran out of the building.
There was a moment where, like, you sometimes you can tell that your friend really is okay with what's about to happen in terms of, like, just, oh, Ix is very happy right now. Anna gets her to a hospital. So Lynn's like, okay, win-win. That's great.
If I recall,
But
you two followed. As well.
Yeah,
But you do want to make sure that it was a hospital.
Yeah.
Well,
And not like a bathtub where
Yeah.
someone started to remove Ix's kidneys,
Yes.
realized the shriveled prunes were not going to fetch any money, and then just stuffed them right back in there.
Didn't actually reattach them, but you just put them back, roughly.
I
in the
mean,
right
wouldn't,
spot.
wouldn't you just cut your losses
Yeah.
and beat it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what Lynn usually does.
Right. Good. This is a good group of characters.
Yeah, we're all good guys here.
Yes.
We're all very nice. So Lynn would suggest to Maddie that we figure out which hospital and see her checked in. I'd like to get a look at her chart, but that's not going to be anything that
what?
her chart. When they're treating a lot of people in one confined space, you need to keep track of who is who and what's going on because you got a lot of different doctors running around. So sort of like an organizational thing. And there's going to be at her bed a piece of paper that talks about what they found wrong with her.
Oh, well, that would be useful.
I want to see that. But they're not going to know anything today. It's going to take a little while. So what do you say, I go home and pass the hell out and get my 8 hours. And then we do some hijinks later and see if we can't get a look.
Alright, I'll follow and make sure they actually end up in a hospital and find out which one.
Perfect. I'm going to go sleep because that was a great idea. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel. Thanks for coming to my
Yeah.
house.
See ya.
That was entirely out of character.
Oh,
It's
of
just-
course.
I
Well,
I
started
talked-
out of character and then
yeah.
I was like, oh.
if I recall correctly, Lynn is missing a couple of teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
We haven't determined which teeth, but they are definitely teeth.
Nope.
She has a collection. She's a little jar.
Right.
No, Oh no, that's gross. That's awful.
To be fair, fairies probably do exist in this world.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of her comments.
But they're probably familiar with the racket of getting your own teeth yanked out, having them regenerated, then continuing to knock them out.
Teeth are teeth. I mean, when they grind them up for that sweet, sweet tooth dust, doesn't matter how many times they've been regrown.
Okay, I'll allow this, but you're going to have to produce said teeth props here at the table.
Okay, I'll do that next session.
Okay, I don't care whose teeth they are. I just want to make sure that I can inspect each individual one and make sure that they are teeth.
Do they, like,
Do I do the thing where I bite it to see if it's authentic? That sounds weird.
Yes.
That hurt.
Yes.
Probably.
Please.
I mean, they're as hard as teeth.
Please bite whatever I give you next session.
I'll put literally
I'll
anything
put
in my
anything in
mouth.
my mouth that is given to me.
Brandon and I started telling the same joke.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm worried.
You ask one of us, you want ice cream cone? We both say yes.
I am worried about both of them.
Maddie, you have absolutely no trouble following the trail of the grots. It's almost as if there's like a sparkle trail left through the streets, as if you're playing one of those RPGs that wants to make absolutely sure you know where the quest is, so it just leaves you a little trail leading to where it is. And sure enough, you find the hospital and spot him checking Ix, who's mostly unconscious at this point, in for exhaustion, substance abuse, question mark, all of the above. Probably something's going on, but she's gonna get a bunk and someone's gonna take care of her.
Does Maddie happen to know this hospital? I mean, this is her part of town, so to speak. To
Yes,
some
but
degree.
it's not the sort of institution that even has a name or something like that. It's just the hospital down here in the slums.
But it's a real hospital.
It is a
She's
real
her-
hospital.
okay.
It's an actual, like, authentic House Galandra sponsored institution, like any good healing house would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the healing house.
It's true.
They're jerks.
They are. Sure. I mean, yes.
Yeah, so Maddie will wait until he leaves without Ix and actually hang around another half hour and then leave.
Okay.
The one thing she's kind of worried about is like, well, there were still those wanted posters that were up recently.
Fair.
I mean, she can't.
Would they have the thing of like the hospital doesn't call the cops on patients?
If another house is the one looking for the bounty,
It depends,
yeah.
but there is a designated waiting area and there is a bulletin board there. And there are a couple of wanted posters there. Nothing... it seems like what is there is in extreme sort of cases of like, watch out for this guy.
Wanted magic trainer.
Exactly. Well,
Contact art.
yes, yes, yes. That's true. There are like several of those flyers. Awkwardly enough, you also spot one depicting a gruff-looking warforged who's apparently wanted for having assaulted and killed some local homeless people.
Is there an actual picture of this?
There is, yes, and it looks familiar. But you don't spot one of Ix.
All right, well that is good. Is it normal procedure, like if you're interested in one of these, to take it with you, or is that like theft?
No, that's perfectly reasonable.
Then Maddie will take the one of the other Warforged with her.
Reasonable.
Does it have any other information, or just say, hey, he's been stabbing homeless folks, probably someone should do something about that?
Only that this fellow seems to be connected with an extremist group that claims to support the Lord of Blades.
She kind of looks at that again, remembering what she heard about the Lord of Blades before. And she's like, what? But she takes it with her.
Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Is anyone else doing anything overnight? This is pretty...
Cheers.
I'm just gonna say that, like, I believe I was following them to the fire.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
essentially, that like when I would probably like follow like.
I think
like,
you've seen every bit of this sort of play
like,
out at this
essentially
point.
followed Maddie back to the hospital, and then once it was apparent that she was staying there to watch what happened, be like, all right, it's okay for me to head back.
Okay, sounds good. And the two of you are just working on into the night.
Workshopping.
Excellent, excellent.
We got our build. We
Good.
just gotta build it.
What do you guys have to show for your work the next morning?
Depends on if you think we can actually build what we drafted up. Yeah, we've got our.
We have a workshop.
Well, tell me what your plans are.
All right. Well, we got the name. We got schematics. It's gonna be CHXAIR, which is CH by AIR, which is the charismatic horror beast by ARC, including Ries.
Okay,
It's a chair.
I'll be the judge of that.
Or
I think we're gonna kind of like
yeah.
we're gonna work on fusing our two designs. We got like this like roundabout thing with like a centerpiece, so like multiple people can sit on it. It's not like a single chair. It's kind of like a
Oh, it's a single chair. It's
Yeah.
It's to show your power by like you could sit here, but I'm not letting you.
okay.
Right? It's like this is my chair.
There is more room for other people to sit,
Yes.
but if
that
you
is
let
true.
other people sit, that's up to you. And
Okay.
And it spins.
And it's gonna have like 8 legs,
Yep.
or something like that, or maybe 9.
Is it like a cherry go round?
Here.
Yeah.
Here, you can-
Yeah.
This will make perfect sense.
Which of these?
Both.
Is this,
We're gonna fuse them. They're pretty similar.
Yeah, it's both.
is this the Octopath chair?
Yeah.
Yes. It's
The
seating part is like it's like a corner, but then there's a flat like cushion that goes across the corner to make it. So it ends up being like a square where you sit in. But it's like there's 4 of those because it's like an X.
I think like
So it's almost like a turnstile or like a revolving door into a business center
yeah, it's like a revolving
It's like-
chair.
on an ottoman that has
Uh-huh.
8 legs.
That's the right amount of legs.
I think
The-
between the two of us,
It's definitely an amount.
Between the two of us, like Ark would be really good about making it sturdy, really like heavily supported, like metal. Like this thing's gonna last.
It's
Ries-
definitely going to be made of metal.
Ries will actually make it so it can be sat in and actually like used and livable instead of like killing you if you sit on it.
That's fair. I'll mitigate his spike construction with.
And Ries will add like 3 legs, and then Ark will be like maybe a few more.
who's gonna actually make it a chair? Yeah.
Truly a chair fitting for the Lord of Blades.
I think because we had the stagecoach or whatever, maybe we had some padding or something in there. We could use that to make it a little bit.
Sure, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Is this chair visible in any way when people wake up the next morning?
Oh, I think that these two are all too eager to show off their prototype
Yes.
once the 3 of you are awake.
The first run.
Absolutely.
I think we'll have like practice where we both go like this.
Andy kind of looks at it for a bit. It's like, well, that's good. I mean, I'm sure you can take it apart for spare parts to make the chairs.
Have a seat.
That is a chair. You should shove a seat.
Maddie is unable to keep a cringe from coming over her features, but she gingerly moves over to the chair and tries.
You see, look on her face. She really likes it.
She tries to make an intelligence check to figure out how to sit in it. Thinks she might have an idea.
Sigur leans forward and is like,
Yes. Well,
do you have anything you'd like me to pass on to your loved ones in case of share?
You know, I really should have thought about that more before the time came, but I think I'll have to just be alright. She tries sitting down into it, which probably requires a dex save.
I'm gonna give you disadvantage.
Oh, well, I rolled a 2 on the first die, so that's probably not going to change much, but...
You could stress out of it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
You died.
You died.
So I assume there actually are some sharp parts still in this chair. Somewhere.
I think that probably what you've got is you've got some blades, but there's like a little bit of fabric, but no cushion necessarily over them.
Oh.
She kind of grunts a little as she accidentally didn't cut herself, but she kind of hit up against it weird. My funny bone. Tries to adjust position and falls off the chair.
Did you get a 1?
Yeah.
Yes. How much
How you
damage?
supposed to sit in this damn thing?
How much damage does she take?
Falling out of a chair, I don't.
You're dead.
1.
I think,
You take 1 damage.
I think Ark will be like, well, you just sit on it like this, and then Ark will just walk over to it, just sit on it.
Give me a dex save.
Oh god.
How does a 7 sound?
Not great. It's not great.
It's not great.
No.
She kind of looks at your effort. She's like, did either of you try sitting in this damn thing before now?
Gotta sand down some of the parts, I guess.
You know, maybe this sharp metal bits could.
Yeah, they're there to help.
Have
like-
either of you even seen a chair before? There's like a ton of them downstairs.
Of course we've seen a chair.
I made
but
all those chairs downstairs.
Yeah, we're not supposed to make just any chair.
This is a special chair.
This is a special chair.
On that point, there's no argument. It's a special chair. Yeah, I got it.
As a matter of fact, we're trying to advance all of chairdom forward today. We're gonna take it to the next level.
That's right.
Well, so, Lewin's looking at your order. You're supposed to make 9 more of this?
They're supposed to what?
So you've got schematics to, like, duplicate this exactly, so that you've got...
Yeah.
Either that or we
Sure.
can break this one into 4 parts and then just make another one.
Well, that's what I said when I woke up and saw it.
But it has to be built all the way first and then broken. And then it could be, what would that look like? We might need a center leg.
Yeah.
But we cut that into 4 pieces when it's...
Yeah, we put a center
That's
leg
the
in the
back
middle,
leg.
then we cut it down the middle in
Yeah.
4 ways.
Yeah,
Mega.
and that allows, because otherwise it would just...
Right.
Lynn jumped out the
Oh,
window.
and you couldn't have...
I don't suppose you both were disguised when you took this order
I make
or
a
something.
stealth check to not be seen in the room.
You're in the chair.
Try and hide by
The
sitting on
perfect
chair.
hiding spot. No one would ever suspect. Well,
I guess we need to go back to the drawing board.
I'll tell you, just as someone that, you know, has seen a number of chairs, it certainly looks revolutionary, but I'm a ghost and I still wouldn't sit in it. So, maybe
Tell us why.
because it looks dangerous to my body.
I see what he's
It
saying.
is dangerous. I
The
cut
goal is
myself on the damn
See?
thing.
Precisely.
We have to make a chair that ghosts want to sit in.
And it can't look dangerous. Doesn't matter when you sit it. They just
Oh,
can't
God,
look dangerous.
they're going to build a
Yeah,
trap,
maybe it's
aren't
too
they?
intimidating.
Yeah.
Too intimidating.
But it needs to be a little intimidating for other
Yeah.
people in the room when they look at you sitting in it.
It's just a little intimidation.
Alright. That's it.
And it kind of throws up her hands and shakes her head and withdraws from
Lewin
that.
drifts back down through the floor. His work hadn't been done.
I mean, this is all well and good, but we thought about the fact that this kind of represents an opportunity, presuming you two can ever come up with 10 chairs that aren't going to get you killed by Lord Joro. I mean, you are going to deliver the chairs at some point.
Didn't really give us a day to do this by, did he?
He said he appreciates, fine art, so that we can take the time that we need, but to hit him up when we're ready, yeah?
I don't know. That's to answer your question. I don't know.
Well, I guess the question is, even if we were going to do something with it, what would we want from Lord Joro that we could get with this opportunity?
I assume he's gonna pay us. But
I wouldn't count on that yet.
You're the worst criminal I've ever met.
Good enough.
I mean, what else might we be able to get while we're there?
I actually don't know as much as you all appear to know about this Joro character. I only heard about him like in passing. You only mentioned him a few times. But
He's a small-time crime boss. He runs a small part of town.
I mean,
He'd be able to curry favor there. He'd be able to curry favor with people outside the city.
I guess
and
him
deal
owing
with
us
favors.
favors is good too.
Yeah, favors are good. That's worth more than coin a lot of the time.
But he is connected to this business of Colette's involved with.
I think I don't know how long-term or how deep his involvement was. I mean, they burned down one of his buildings over that.
That's
didn't
true.
they? So, I assume that means he's fired. Literally.
That's one way of putting it.
Actually,
I tend to stop working for people who've set my businesses or home ablaze.
just to speak to that again, we don't really know who's behind that, do we?
Yeah, we
We
kind
know
of
the ninjas, right?
we
I'm
assume-
sorry. We know who's behind the burning down of his building.
Yeah.
We don't know who's behind the
Oh,
the actual.
He's pretty convinced that
scheme.
that stuff he gave you means it was his whole family.
So I don't think that Juro is necessarily on the up and up in that organization anymore. He might be willing to give us information about what he knows.
But we'd have to tell him we were connected. He might not like us too much if he's a little sore over getting thrown out.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, being sore over being thrown out is when he would most likely turn. if he's vindictive, he'll be more willing to
But
talk.
what I'm saying is he might be vindictive towards us if he figures out we maybe had something to do with that not working out the way it was supposed to.
We just need to be on his new side. Delivering new chairs could open a dialogue on that.
Well, I don't think those chairs are going to be
Yeah,
ready
probably
anytime
not.
this year, so we got some time to think about it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We'll be ready for that.
I've already come up with a perfect design.
Does it have 4 legs?
It has 3 legs.
I guess 3 is alright. I've seen a few stools with 3.
What do you think?
Lynn jumps out a window again.
It's pretty solid.
Maddie isn't able to actually resist a chuckle. It's like, yeah, we got some time to think this
What if it
over.
were a triangle?
It's a sturdy shape.
What about a triangle and a circle?
A tricercangle.
Circle.
Circangle.
Maybe we should just steal the 10 chairs from somewhere else.
I mean, that's what I was thinking would happen here.
No. We can build this. We can do this.
Okay, who's going to the hospital?
I'm going to the hospital.
Okay.
Wait. Why are we going to the hospital?
Ix is in the hospital, and we care about our very dear
Well, I
friends.
mean, you guys hadn't said that.
Alright, well,
So I assumed. I don't know. Maybe
they're gonna put together some what'd you call it?
A chart. Like, they're going to have charts in this world, right? Like, if it's...
They have charts of this world. Maddie's never been in a hospital, probably.
Ix is in the hospital?
Not where she came from.
I mean, maybe I should go. She'd probably like to have her boat ready for her.
She's probably not going to be needing that.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
they'll...
like to have my bow ready when I'm in a
No, I
hospital.
mean, she took it with her, so I can go get it. and
Well,
then
we
work
can bring
on
it back.
Right. Oh, that works too.
Uh,
I guess we do need to work on this chair thing. This revolution.
They gonna let just anyone in to see her? I mean, they don't know we have anything to do with her.
Lynn is actually already fully dressed up like a priest of that house.
We just turn.
Oh.
We turn for like half a second, and then turn back, and then
Is that what that get
Like,
us about?
there's like a flash cut, and Lynn is already just sitting there dressed as she was a moment ago.
Well, good news. I always look like a bodyguard. This is what I am, so I guess I'm ready.
I don't know if we need too many bodyguards in there, but we can play it by ear. The thing about hospitals is, if you look like you know what you're doing, they let you do just about anything. Honestly,
Most places are like that, really.
honestly, us walking up and saying, "Hi, we're here to see our friend Ix. She was taken here last night." That's probably the best bet, you know, as the opening.
But we're hoping this chart thing will have some information on what the heck's wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They may just... There's a couple of ways that she can be treated. One is bump her up and kick her out, which is she was having a very bad day yesterday and, you know, coughing up a lot more blood than a person's supposed to cough up in a small amount of time. One way the hospital would treat her is see her going through that, find a way to make her stop coughing blood for 10 or 15 minutes so they can say, "Oh, she's fine," and then kick her out the door. Second way they can treat her is, "Oh, she's coughing up a lot of blood. Let's find out why." And that, my friend, is the golden ticket we're hoping for, where we'd be able to look at her chart and get some insight into what's going on with her.
You're
kinda
all assuming
sighs.
she hasn't already had this. I don't know when she got this affliction, but she did say she once served in wartime. If
Yeah.
it came from that, she would have already been seen by the Army's medics.
Yeah, they don't really have the best record keeping in terms of like walking into the slums hospital and knowing what the other doctor said, I'm guessing. So, and if they do look it up, that information would be on the chart. It would be previously diagnosed as bada-bada-bada.
Let's go find out.
Let's go find out.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good
I'm
idea.
gonna have the outfit of like pretending to be a priest, like under another outfit, you know,
Okay.
the fast change stuff. But we're just gonna go and pretend to we're gonna go and tell them the truth that we are
Yes.
good friends of Ix. We're
Bold.
worried about her,
Bold.
and we would like to visit with her.
Excellent. You do
We do
that.
Okay.
You arrive at the hospital in no time, and it's pretty busy. It seems like it's the main hub for folks down here that what needs taken care of, and there are, as you'd expect, a fair number of those down here in the slums. But sure enough, it takes a little bit of doing of explaining just who Ix is. Ikasa, metal bolted to her head, blood
Lots of blood came out of her
in a
face.
handsome prince's arms.
Yes.
No shirt. The no shirt thing really seems to connect the dots. And before too long, you're brought to a bed in a big room full of beds where there's lots of people basically just separated by a sheet that's hanging between them. But you find Ix alive, pretty unconscious, but with a drip in her arm and a chart sitting at the base of her bed.
Look at the chart.
Sure. Have you...
I was working in the
That's
other
true.
hospital.
Well, you're working in a clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So...
Like, presumably we did charting there. Like urgent care places chart.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So... It's clear there's a lot going on here.
It's just like, this is one of those
It's
things you get the chart,
multi-page,
it's like 8
first of all.
pages long,
Yeah.
and that's like...
Page 2 is just what they found, like, in her system, like substances that were not supposed... Like, there's just entire pills that were running through her bloodstream that hadn't
it's the
dissolved
talk
yet.
screen, and you know on the talk screen how, like, it'll print in red if something's out of bounds on a thing? It's just like, red.
There's more shades of red on here than you've seen before. It seems like they started and then crossed them out and started to like, okay, we need some better organization. So these are the uppers and these are the downers, and here's some question marks. There's also some sort of weird infection that they don't really seem to have a good name for, and so have just called the Jubilex.
Oh no!
She also seems to be experiencing just tremendous exhaustion, poor maintenance overall, badly sleep deprived, basically no nutrition whatsoever. But then on top of all of that, there is some sort of bizarre, unknown necrotic infestation that they have been able to identify is there and is very bad, but they're not really sure what it is or what is going on there.
So it's like a necrotic infection of sorts, or...
As best as they can tell, but she's only been there overnight. They haven't really had the time to like bring in like the Dr. House of this world and really suss it out.
And that was my next question. On the chart, usually you can see what meds they're giving and sort of like what approaches they're taking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of quick ways you bump a person to get them out the door, and then there's a couple of ways that look like longer-term treatment.
Right.
Can I tell what they're looking at for her?
So this is the kind of place where they mostly deal with emergency type stuff like I lost my hand or I fell off of a bridge. They are much better suited to like patching someone up and putting them out the door. But folks that do need a place to rest usually wind up here and stay here until they're ready to walk.
Okay.
So what it looks like is they're just trying to flush her system, give her a detox, and keep her rehydrated.
And then the mystery illnesses, well, like the Jubilex is probably sticking around. They might get some like anti-Jubilex biotics.
Yeah, I mean,
Or...
if you hit it with the fire hose, maybe it'll go away, but...
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But this place isn't really equipped to like diagnose and long-term treat that kind of stuff. They're really just like giving her a place to like recuperate,
Okay. I'm gonna try.
which is where she will stay until next week.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and gather as much information like that the chart says about that necrotic thing, and
Sure.
sort of like make notes.
There's
It's-
really not much more than what I've told you now.
Fortunately.
Are you relaying this to Maddie as you read it?
I get to page 2 of it where it's the talk screen. Oh, wow! All that fit in her. She is tiny and she is 90% drugs. Like I knew at least 30% of her would be drugs, but this is a little bit off the chart of what I was.
That's why it all in
expecting.
red?
Yeah. All the red's bad.
Yikes.
That's a lot of bad.
Yeah, got that.
They do not know. What you were describing as a purple glow?
Some kind of purple.
Yeah, that's a
No.
necrotic infection, and they don't know what it is. And I'm guessing that she's already gone to see people about it, and they didn't know what it was. And this hospital's not going to be able to cure that, really.
No, to be honest, I'm frankly a little surprised they're going to this much trouble, even write up this much. That
Yeah.
place this is. A little impressed, if I have to admit.
Yeah.
Within what they can do, they're doing right by her, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, that's actually... Is that weird? Like, or is this like sort of the thing where she'll get a bill later from the house, and the house will come to collect?
Not later.
She'll have a bill when she wakes up. Does she have any coin on her that we can like hide for her so they don't just like shake her down immediately after?
No, actually, her stuff is stashed under the bed, and you look, and all of the coin that you'd expect to be there is still there. And in fact, her bow is sitting up, leaned up against the cot as well, which means that, from what you can tell of House Calanda, someone has already paid for this. Otherwise, she wouldn't still be here.
Huh. Relay that to Maddie. That's...
Well, I admit that makes a little more sense than what we were seeing originally, but that's certainly interesting.
I wonder if it was that handsome fella.
I mean, I wouldn't have guessed it, but then I wouldn't have guessed he brought her here.
Fair.
So,
Yeah. Well,
you can tell.
I think given the circumstances, this is the best this could possibly have gone. We should get the crossbow back for Ark to start working on it, because it's what she would want.
No need for
That's
it
what
here.
Ark would want.
Yeah, that too.
No need or use for it here anyway.
And then, even knowing X is unconscious, we say, well, we're rooting for you, and we hope you get better. Take care. Rest.
Well, hey,
Feel better.
Super
Have
robber
sweet
man.
dreams.
let me leave her a little note real quick.
Lol, we stole your bow.
Well, no. It actually it is on that topic. Basically
Yeah.
says if you're nervous about going back without the bow, you know how to contact us.
Okay.
And she actually tries to draw a little picture of the stone without specifying that it's magical communication. Just draws a rough picture of a stone. hoping
Please
that-
draw me a rough picture of a
Yes.
stone, Herbie.
Well, Herbie could probably draw it better than Maddie, to be honest.
Still.
Give me an
Then,
Mag it up.
then draw it as though you're Maddie.
yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, wrong hand. Wrong hand.
Oh no. It's the right hand.
I just want to make sure I understand what it is that Ix is getting.
Ix is also going to receive that when she comes back, and we'll have to figure it out from there. It should be back next session, right?
I hope so, yeah. Are you out next week? Or the week
Week
after? Okay. That was addressed to Rachel, not to Lynn. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Well, I drew the stone
Voice of
left-handed.
God
I'm writing the
comes
note right-handed because she is literate.
No, just the stone is all I wanted
Oh.
to see, really. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It looks just
I
like
want to
Ix.
see it. Oh, yeah, that's totally it.
That's very good.
That's a great picture of Ix.
Thank you,
I like
Herbie.
how
No
you
problem.
had the little squiggle on the mouth.
Take a point of inspiration.
I already have one. Who would like one instead?
I need
I've got one.
Okay, you're first.
Thank you.
Farran, what are you up to?
Let's see.
Avoiding being a guinea pig.
Well, yeah, that is definitely on the list. Have we sent the message to contact Colette yet about the our latest intel
Which latest intel?
that we know about the whole ninja situation?
Oh, no, I don't think we have.
No, no one has.
Because that's something I would probably want to
Well, it just happened.
signal for
Sure.
when we're able.
You toss the hourglass, and I think while these two are out, Colette arrives and is like, "Hey, I got you. What the hell is that? Oh my god.
Don't sit in it.
That was the last thing that had ever... What have you done?
Torture device.
This is...
No.
She side-eyes the blood of Vol cultist, and he's like,
You probably hear hammering and banging and I bet we're in the workshop working probably.
"What? Farran, what are they doing? Is that a weapon of some kind?"
So apparently, now that I'm seeing it at full size, apparently it's furniture. I had the similar thought when I saw the schematic, but apparently
They came up with a schematic for that, and still decided to build it.
They actually did a remarkably good job fitting close to the schematic.
It's to spec.
Fine, but is this why you called me? Do you need me to intercede?
I like it.
no.
All right, do we need a staged intervention here?
Just
Not
to keep it
yet.
supported. Since there's only 3 weeks.
We would
Okay.
be more open on that.
Please, what's going on?
Okay. I've been investigating. So, are you aware of the series of fires that have struck places where we, I guess, the individual members of, or groups of the team had been dispatched previously?
If that was the case, that it escaped my notice.
It's something that was not entirely clear until, what is it, the rail station?
Yeah.
And once that was struck, and apparently a location belonging to Lord Joro was struck, as well as the what's the name of the bar that we met at?
We didn't meet there, but it's
Oh,
the bar
was
that
Crystal
gang
Cauldron or
hung out
something?
Yeah,
in.
That was
Salty.
Juro's place.
yeah, the salt.
Oh,
place.
yeah.
The salty dogs
Oh, that
meet
was
at
close. Yes.
something turtle. The turtle's tooth? I think it was the turtle's tooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turtle?
No one remembers now because it burned down.
Well,
Uh, so I went back to investigate this most recent incident to try and figure out if someone was trying to like control information related to the prior mission, and encountered some residue that may indicate that members of my former order were behind these arsons, and that the fire was started in the records room.
interesting. Do you think... Have you spotted anyone following you or anyone else here in the shadows?
I spotted them once while I was. Oh, did we ever show her the results of the camera?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's still hanging around. Maddie got a copy of the photo. I imagine it'd be somewhere in our
Yeah.
area.
And Ries still has the camera.
No, we returned
No,
the camera.
yeah, we returned it.
Just
we did
didn't
return
pay
it.
the late fee.
No, that's true.
Because the camera doesn't work anymore either way.
I had intended to investigate one of the the incident down at the docks when I spotted some members of the order following me. I assumed that they were following me because, for their
Sure, to kill you.
Yes.
With their hands and
yeah.
knives.
However, I now believe they may have actually been more related to them being involved in the arson. We also, and I'll go actually get the picture. Here's a photo that Maddie took during an operation out near the site of the lightning rail incident.
If someone's on our tail, then their information is better than mine. That's bad.
Yes.
I will investigate this.
There is one other thing that Maddie told you about you could mention.
Yeah.
She saw someone looping around in her...
They also,
part of town,
I
so to
believe
speak.
they also saw people moving about in the shadows near the time that the arson occurred, which is what probably...
You also spotted the ninjas on top of the building
Yeah.
that they had left.
Oh, that's
Fire.
right. I forgot about that.
And
But her ninja sighting was before the fire actually
It
started.
was. It
yeah.
was immediately
Yes.
before.
Yep.
yeah, I'll relay all of that. And I'm curious as to what they're doing since they haven't made any moves against us here.
They
So
may
it
not
seems-
even necessarily know about you. Simply that someone interfered with that idol on the lightning rail.
We do know that the ninjas tried to kidnap Ix, right? But they
Ix
No.
did say yes, that she was...
That's right, you're right.
Yes.
we absolutely do know that they don't know about us then, because they would have gone after Ix as Ix
Right.
instead of as a bounty.
Yes, that's true.
So that's
Oh, I
that's
didn't know that we
huge
knew that.
information.
Uh,
Ix did say Ix said ninjas tried
she
to
did,
turn it about
yes.
me.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Okay.
she pointed like your friends or
Yeah.
your ninja buddies.
Yes. Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Granted, she was high
Yes.
and
but
distraught.
No, I do remember now that we know
Yeah.
that, so I'll relay that as well. That they don't seem to know about us, and yet they know about that operation. Which, yeah, that was my whole reasoning was they know about the incident involving the idol, but they don't know about who we are. So
Yes.
they can only know about that operation from either someone who has access to the same information that you have, or they know about from, I'm suspecting, the other side of it, of whoever was planning it.
Right. Okay. Okay, this is a lot to think about, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you. In the meanwhile, pointing at the monstrosity, I'm not going to give it that word.
Yeah, I believe
Just-
they called it some sort of horror piece.
Charismatic horror.
Oh
piece
yes, the
by
charismatic
Art, including
horror piece.
Ries.
Boy, I definitely did make the decision to add these people to the group. Take care that they've made one. Make sure they don't make any more of them. Anyway. All right, I'll see you later. collect the parts.
This may prove challenging. I don't know if I can stop this chair moment.
Lynn and Maddie, what are the two of you doing after you leave the hospital? Unless you're just staying at the hospital.
No, we're gonna probably walk back.
Just like check yourselves in.
Yeah.
Just be like, I could take the week off.
Yeah, seriously. This
See
seems
ya.
pretty cush. Except that I don't think somebody would be paying for us. And I don't think I can afford the rates here.
Fair.
Do have one quick marketplace question. What would the coin price of a breastplate be?
Breastplate, huh?
Yeah. Is the second best medium armor.
I'd be willing to put, no masterwork.
No, masterwork armor doesn't normally exist. If it exists here, I'd be willing to talk about it, but it doesn't normally exist.
Let's talk about that offline.
Okay,
That's
fair.
not something I meant to broach.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think about items as often as players would.
Yeah.
I think 1 coin is perfectly reasonable for that.
All right. Maddie will like to stop by the market and just buy a breastplate straight up then.
All right. Like to wear or?
No, actual armor, yeah. She's switching to that as armor.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not going to sell for a coin, of course, but she'll go ahead and get rid of the old battered chainmail.
So I think that with your old chainmail and your old
rapier.
And what was the other thing?
1 coin. Or no, what were we saying?
You were trying to offload something else aside from the rapier last time. Was it the chainmail?
It was just the chainmail, yeah.
Okay, well, then never mind.
Okay, so yeah. And she'll get rid of them because she doesn't really have any use for them at the moment.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, cool. I'll make the necessary adjustments, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. Lynn, anything to pick up at the stalls?
No, but she was thinking back to that newspaper and she'd seen a call for actors.
Oh yeah, I think you got a copy of it right there in front
here
of
we
you
go.
if you want to
Here we go.
flip through.
Was it under entertainments?
Maybe you see one of these, like, you're waiting for Maddie to wrap up her business.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the hospital. Just sort of,
I think you see the latest edition, or maybe you grabbed one at the hospital, and you note that the ad is still there, as a matter of fact, the same one that you'd seen previously.
Actually looking for the ad, I wanted to read it out, but I don't see it. I don't see the ad. Where was it?
What?
Acting?
Yeah,
There was definitely one in there.
There's a call for actors, right?
Personals? Actors.
Oh, it's under personals, not.
Arc shows up and shows you where it is.
Out of nowhere. It's right there.
Oh, actors wanted for a new production written by premier playwright Lucas Sierra of the Diamond Theater. All races, genders, body types welcome. Please answer ad between the hours of 10 and 6. To R, please come home, L. That's the next one. Okay.
That one is not still in the...
Oh, that one's fortunately gone. Okay,
Yes.
good. Thank God. That would have been very worrying.
I think that one became that one.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely correct.
So yeah, I'm gonna head down to check that out.
Cool. Ries, Arc, what are the two of you up to?
I've got it.
Yeah?
I've got it.
Did you get, like...
So you saw the schematic, but I've got a name for it as well now.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
So here's the new schematic.
It's almost a chair.
Is this a gun? It looks like a gun.
Well, if there's a gun,
Oh,
there's
did
gotta be a
did
chair
we
gun.
Did we invent the
This
gun?
says the Ghost Housing an On-Site Sittable Tripod, or GHOST.
Yes. So
Yes?
it is indeed a tripod.
Okay.
It has a back to it this time, and it's just one chair.
A remarkable improvement.
Yeah,
I know.
seriously.
Leaps and strides
And
better.
On top of that, it has a cushion on top, which is the circle part, and beneath it is a triangle.
Nice.
So we get the triangle and the circle. And the back is a triangle-like thing as well. And I inscribed a bunch of runes in the back, so it says actually like ghosts are pretty awesome, and just keep saying that over and over and over.
Nice. I think all the ghosts will want to work.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is the one. Ghosts are gonna love this one.
It's very ghost friendly, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No
Man,
audio.
No audio.
No way.
No.
No way. It's got to be
No.
working. It's got to be working.
Oh.
Is anyone else not getting audio?
Uh-oh.
I mean, when we
Wyvern
okay.
Slayer suggests unmuting the stream, and then like Wyvern says he can hear everything.
Oh.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Oh, so we're fine.
Yes.
He's hearing my thoughts right now.
I've had audio the whole time.
Thank
This is
you.
Calvin Shields.
Sweet.
Thank you,
That's
Calvin.
Cool.
So, alright, I think that maybe could be the next iteration. Yeah,
It's more efficient too. Just one seat per chair.
right? And we could actually maybe make 10 of them.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Shall we?
Yeah.
In a flurry of dust and wrenches and
Cat.
hammers, Lewin is like studying your new prototype. Are you making fun of me?
No.
Are you,
I'm
are you,
noting you noting things.
are you making fun of me?
I'm noting things as you note them.
Listen, I might be dead, but I'm still a person. Unbelievable. It sinks back through the floor.
Ark is crushed.
You didn't even sit in.
I'm a ghost.
You sit.
I don't have a butt.
Does he have like the spooky ghost tail thing going on?
No, he has legs and feet,
Okay.
just no butt.
He has no collision volume.
Oh no! The
We
poor
need-
guy. Is that how he died?
Yes,
It was-
butt removal surgery gone hopelessly awry.
like you know how like in Beetlejuice and stuff, they forever look like how they died, like the guy who got run over and
Yes.
stuff. He's flat and he
Right,
gets
yeah.
yeah, no, his butt fell off and
No.
he died tragically.
It's my time.
Somebody-
My butt fell off.
Somebody had to die of...
What you didn't know is that's how everyone dies in this setting.
I was gonna say, it's an epidemic.
No.
It's an actual epidemic in the town of Sharn.
Okay, no, that's the mystery we need to solve. Why are people's
What's
butts
happening to
falling
people's
off?
butts?
Why is everyone's end falling off?
Oh no.
No, he's a perfectly normal human. He's just being snarky.
So, we need somebody to sit in this.
Well,
That's not us. That's 'cause-
I have to use the restroom.
I have
Oh,
a
alright.
20. No, I have a 21 to not
So-
be seen. Oh, 20.
Already sitting in the chair.
No, just in the building.
Okay, good.
Does my 4 spot you?
I doubt it.
It's a good thing we built all those secret passages.
It's true.
Well, it can't be us, because, we already know it's
Wise.
perfect.
Yeah,
we know it's perfect.
Toby, get me a refill. Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Oh, make Toby do it. He'll sit in anything.
Hey, I'm looking for the.
Hey, Toby.
Perfect! And then
how's
Art
it
just
going?
grabs him and lifts him up
I-
and brings him over to the chair.
I feel like we
Oh my God.
cut to like the Always Sunny title card. Toby dies in his chair.
Hey, don't scare him. We don't want to false
Oh,
information.
right.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Art
Toby.
kind of pats him. Sorry,
It's
sorry,
all
Toby.
good.
Toby is, of course, still wearing his ghost costume.
Toby, we got something that we think you're perfect for. Like the way that
I already have a job. I appreciate it, though.
It's just real quick. You know,
it'll be a real honor if you would be the first one to try to sit in our brand new chair.
What do you mean, try to sit?
we just may try it out.
He's smarter than he seemed.
Try it out. Anyway, we don't want to influence your opinion. So
I mean, you did just try to pick me up bodily with your robot arms.
I got excited.
Well, I can understand that. It's
Yeah.
neat to make things.
It is.
I'm learning how to make latte art.
Yeah.
Maybe make like a little bird.
Do you think you could do chair latte art?
Probably. A chair's pretty basic shape. Everyone knows how
But this.
what a chair looks like.
You would certainly think so, wouldn't you?
What if we gave Joro 10 lattes with chairs inside of the lattes?
That he could sit.
No, I don't think he'd want.
How'd you know Joro's here?
Huh?
Dun dun.
What? Here?
Yeah, he's downstairs having coffee. He loves the place.
This is so
Oh,
Oh dear God.
well, why don't you sit in the chair?
Yeah.
Let's.
Well, okay, but I gotta get back to work pretty soon. Boss
Right,
sent me
yeah.
up here to get more beans. Okay.
Yeah, it's real quick.
All right. He sort of hikes up his ghost sheet a little bit.
I'd like to note it has.
He's
like,
wearing trousers, but
It has like little extra rivets and legs for extra support.
That's right.
I thought those were wheels.
Oh no, they're no wheels. No wheels. They're like little dinosaur feet or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I
They're like
don't pod.
caltrops. That you've like bolted on.
Oh my gosh.
The chair immediately bursts into flames as soon as he sits on it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Alright, that's the best review we've gotten so far.
Hey, great, good, good.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
You're not so bad, Toby. You're not so bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I get back to work now?
Yeah, I like you.
Yes, you can, Toby.
Thanks, I like me too. I've been working on that. Okay, I gotta get some
The
games.
others, they tend to pay you on mine, but you're doing
What?
good work here. You're doing good work.
What?
I don't know what he's talking about here. Thanks for your time. And I'll like flip him like some not completely unsubstantial amount, but not.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, tip. Yeah.
I'll tip.
There's still money. It's just.
No, it's just a piece of his one coin.
No!
No, it's a real
I know.
point.
You've passed him your, like, communication stone. Here you go.
Oh no.
Thanks. Alright, bye.
Bye.
What did he come upstairs for? Did he just completely forget to grab the thing?
No, he's trying to find the storage closet. Which is on this floor and is full of beans.
You like a chair?
Squeaky El Lobo, it's his birthday!
Sing!
Squacky!
2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Squeaky. Happy birthday to you.
But now we have to do it in squeak speak.
Goodbye.
Happy birthday
Oh god,
to you.
Used to.
I can't believe Tiger Crush wasn't here for that.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's...
Unless, and he was just here the whole time.
That'd be a pretty neat trick.
That was very scary.
Wow, Squeak, I can't believe you're 13 years old. Congratulations. We have to call the police on ourselves.
Wait.
Gosh.
Well, it was a good run.
Was it?
There's a chair.
It was a decent run.
Was there a chair? Was it really? Lynn, you arrive at the theater.
Ha-ha! Perfect place for acting.
It's a very good place for that. You see like theater music.
They have good chairs too.
Oh god.
Not great.
You haven't sat in this one. You don't know.
They don't have chairs so much as they have benches. This is
It's like an amphitheater kind of.
It's a small, intimate venue. It's a theater in the round kind of thing with a very simple stage surrounded on 3 sides by a bunch of rows of pews. Looks like it maybe holds like 200 people at absolute maximum. And there's not really a whole lot of people here. There was no one working the front, but the door was open. And the place is lit, but it's not active or being cleaned or anything like that.
Lynn sort of goes in and she does the opposite of what she usually does.
Okay.
Where she's now trying to make herself look conspicuously out of place so somebody will come over and talk to her.
What are you dressed as?
She's just dressed as a layman at this point, like a general person.
Just a general person.
A general person.
Got it.
Like
Just
in the army.
So
She's-
legit, yeah.
She's not in, like, 99% of the time she's in some
Just like
costume
civvies.
or finery or
Right.
something appropriate to a situation.
Just
She's in
normal
her
fantasy
civvies.
person clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Jeans
Okay.
and a t-shirt.
And normal person clothes. Sorry.
Did you know that there is a place in Australia actually called the city of Townsville? I discovered this from Civ 6. I killed them with nuclear weapons.
I mean, that's pretty much
Why?
Because Rome was going for a domination victory.
Oh my god, Rome!
And Australia was in my way.
Australia's not in anybody's way. It's tucked down so far
No, I
south
don't know.
out
I
there.
haven't played Civ 6, but isn't it? But in Civ 4, you only had to take over like a certain percentage to get domination. Do you have to get 100% in this one?
I was going for the one where you get rid of all of the other. Maybe that's not necessarily domination necessarily. but
Okay, that's fair.
Extermination.
It was definitely
Yeah.
extermination.
Sounds more like that.
Oh boy. No, I felt really bad about it actually, and I uninstalled it. But then
Really?
Well, here's the thing. installed and then uninstalled and reinstalled Civ 6 like 7 times in the past week or so.
Sounds about right.
Where I'm like, it's 3 a.m. again. I need to not do this anymore. And then like a day and a half will go by and I'll be like,
why do you do that again?
I want to play some. I can
I
just
should
play it
try-
for an hour or two.
I should try a culture victory. I have self-control. I can do this.
I have
You
self-control
arrive-
is the biggest lie to ourselves anyone can ever make. Oh.
You arrive at the theater and you are sort of looking around, just trying to see what's going on. Are you just...
Are there other people around?
No, there's no one here.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, this is that empty.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna like go backstage. Like,
Backstage?
Yeah.
How?
like there's presumably doors and stuff that the actors used to get on stage.
Well, I mean, there's a stage, then there's the curtains. And you're like wandering through the pews.
Well,
like,
if this is a theater in the round, then
Uh-huh.
it should be like doors at a couple of sides for the actors to come in and out of the green room area, and then there would be like raised seating that would go like around that, but like 360 view of the stage raised up, and then there's a couple like the actors have to get on and off stage because not everyone's on at the same time.
right, they're just behind the curtains.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like knock a little bit and pull them back and hello. Anyone here?
Suddenly the lights go out and the entire room is black.
Okay, this is not quite what I expected. I'm here about the newspaper ad.
And a spotlight appears on stage, and suddenly there's just a figure there that's like,
Hi. My name's Lynn. So it's like strobe and light, they're voguing different poses each time.
hello, Lynn.
Hi. That's very impressive. Hi.
Your audition begins now.
Oh, dear God.
Do you have something prepared?
Do I?
The spotlight is now on you.
So this is what you mean, incredibly on the spot. Would Lynn have anything that she would know from this world?
Like
Like,
theater-wise?
yeah, because I could do theater stuff randomly right now.
Lynn, I don't think so. Lynn has been much more about like studying sermons and maybe morality play type stuff.
Yeah, that
maybe.
would be a thing. Like, 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, they do like whatever the equivalent of like the Christmas play that
Sure.
they do.
Yeah.
There's a name for that, and I'm blanking on it.
Pageant?
The Christmas pageant, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. She would do one of those, like an equivalent thing of that. And all of they make 8-year-olds do this thing level of everything, I'm sure, just in terms of how, just like those are the only lines that she would know.
I think you get like 3 words in, and she's like, "Solstice is done with, honey. Give me something fresh."
She's going to put on an accent and do a sermon, as though it's lines from a thing.
Okay.
But she's gonna like launch into one of the characters of a person doing like a fire and brimstone,
Okay.
silver flame performance.
I think you get like a couple of words in, and so your spotlight is still there, but then hers turns off, and then it turns on, and she's like at the edge of the stage like this. Can you give me a couple of lines?
Oh dear God.
That's the first line.
That's very good.
And it is said unto us that only the cleansing fire of the great silver flame can bring us the purity that we require, the purity that we need in our lives.
Can you give me a performance check?
Okay.
Good at those.
I hope. 13.
Maybe some actual fire and brimstone and be a little bit more convincing, but you got spunk, but you got spunk the same way a piece of charcoal's got spunk.
Does charcoal have a lot of spunk? Ouch.
What are you doing here? Is this your first time out?
I saw an ad for Actors Wanted, and
Right, and I was hoping for those.
Ooh. Ouch.
Oh, it feels like sitting in that chair.
I wasn't bad. I think I got a lot I can bring to this theater, and I think I can contribute very well.
Honey, listen. I understand that you've got aspirations and that kind of thing, but I'm trying to put together art here. I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to bring something they've never seen before in this town or any other. I'm trying to make sure that the people that come to see these performances are going to see something they go home thinking about for the rest of their lives. Now you look at me and you tell me honestly. Is that the sort of performance that you think you're going to be able to deliver?
I think so.
What is it that makes you say that?
Confidence. I think confidence is the most important thing to bring to the stage.
Then, I'll tell you what. I'll let you audition again. Because I gotta be honest, that last one, they ain't doing it for me. I appreciate the spin on it, not a typical kind of thing, not a usual kind of monologue to deliver. But not quite what I'm looking for. Give me something with confidence. Let's see what you can do.
God.
And now she's like, there's a stool somehow, and she's just like,
oh man.
let's cut back to you.
Okay,
Let's cut back to you. Maddie, what are you doing?
Maddie picked up her new armor.
It's true.
And was already, is headed back to the hideout with it.
Okay.
And she comes in, of course, and sees the new chair.
You come in and spot Lord Joro in the Raven Skull.
Yeah, I guess she did see him that one time.
Yeah.
we need a back entrance.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a deception check to not start, because this is actually kind of surprising even for her. Well, she got a 6, so if anyone was looking, she definitely kind of stopped a little seeing him. But she tries to cover it and go up to the room like nothing's going on.
Reasonable.
So I guess
there might be
hidden.
there might be 3
Oh, right.
chairs
Well,
now.
once
or 4 chairs.
Toby's done, then I might or when once Toby's gone downstairs, I might eventually come back into the room.
No one will know.
As soon as you guys enter the room, we just jump out at you and throw you.
That's really dangerous.
No. Well, we probably do we got a new chair.
You do realize,
This one's better.
You do realize, Lord
It's
Joe's-
Toby approved.
Did you make that poor boy sit in one of these death
We
traps of
didn't
yours?
make him
We
do
didn't-
it.
yeah.
We asked kindly, and even gave him a tip on it. So
Well, at least you got that
The
much
Warforged
right.
denigrated his profession.
You want to run that by me again?
He said something to the effect of other people speaking down to him. When I happen to know that no such thing has taken place.
I was just trying to let Toby know that he was doing some good work here.
By undercutting his feelings, by making him feel less than he usually does. Now he'll be doubting himself for the rest of the day. It was not well done. It was not honorable.
while this is happening, Ries is gonna try and sneakily replace his chair with one of our chairs.
Give me a self check. Or a sleight of hand. Sleight of hand might do it.
Sure, sleight of hand works.
Okay.
7.
Just sort of grabs your shoulder and it's like, not today.
Well, look, I mean, that's very unfortunate, but you do realize Lord Joro is downstairs, right?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
We've heard about that.
You
Coffee,
didn't
right?
tell me you didn't tell him.
We didn't tell him anything
no.
about this establishment.
That's why I didn't want the damn coffee shop in the first place. For no whole damn city's gonna know where we're at. Well, there ain't no helping it now.
I mean, at least it'll keep people away from just wandering in here, I guess, right?
It's
fine until someone decides they want to come looking for us. I mean, we're in and out of that place all the time. It's not going to be nothing to find us when someone cares
Yeah,
to, and eventually someone's going to care to.
Lots of people in and out of this place.
They
all
don't
the
go
time.
up the stairs in the back, though. If they did, we'd probably put a sword in them or something.
Or a chair in them.
Yeah, that chair is the second deadliest thing I've run into since I joined this outfit.
No, that's the old one. The old one.
That's entirely true.
The old one is done and gone. It's old
Yes.
news. We've improved the design tenfold. Maybe more.
Does the thing in front of Maddie look like a chair at least this time?
It definitely resembles a chair.
She'll check it for traps.
It's trapped.
A natural one, so she kind of looks at it a little
Mimic. It's a mimic.
And looks at it.
Throw rocks at it until it
This-
looks up.
bit. Looks safe.
These all laughs.
She'll try sitting in it, which this time I guess it doesn't require a dex save probably because it actually has the right number of legs and stuff.
It's 3. It's tripod, but they're.
Well, that's a
they're
legit
right.
that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
legit number of chair legs.
Right.
That's
You got
they're
some
Or
support.
schlegs, as they're known.
Little extra support on the bottom to make sure they don't rock.
kind of sits in it. Anything happen?
You don't have to make a dex save for one thing.
Well, it didn't draw blood yet. That's an improvement.
Yeah.
I haven't fallen out of it yet.
Took
That's
the shredded metal out of the design. It would have a nice touch, but you
Should
know.
we advertise this one as 100% less blood drawn than the last one?
Did you say shredded metal?
I think people might get the wrong idea
Well,
about your craft.
so I included a lot of the metal to keep it like sturdy, so these chairs will last a while. And you know, every
Hey,
once
you
in a
know,
while,
ballast. You want to?
God!
Sorry, but you know, being a forge, like a little bit of metal here or there ain't gonna do much to me, and sometimes I don't notice those things. So
well, she'll kind of timidly lean back in it a little bit, not trying to tip it on its leg, but just kind of to settle into it to see
Sure.
if anything untoward happens.
Nothing does.
Oh, I mean, it's a
It's
chair.
got little feetsies.
that's,
I mean, I ain't gonna.
that's what you're sitting in.
I mean, I ain't got any eye for art. I mean,
Part of the,
there was an
the
old
little
man.
kind of
There was an
sharp-
old man back in Sweetwater and made stained glass stuff, but I mean, it looked pretty. But
When you lean back all the way into like the back cushion, there's like a squeak. Recently saw like a little squeaker. So it's like,
wait a
It's
minute.
like a dog's toy? This is amazing!
It's also got some.
It's-
It's got
Farran,
some
your ears like.
and to everyone else, it looks like unless you have like arcane training or whatever, you just see some fancy runes along the back of the chair as well.
Wait, there's what on this thing? She gets up.
Oh, it's way too late for that. You've been cursed.
Your soul,
You got mummy rot.
That's what
your
happens
soul
when you
is-
sit in the chair of Vecna.
Your soul lost your chair to sit on the chair.
Yeah.
Your soul belongs to Ark now.
Oh, that's what happened to his butt. He tried to cut it off and replace it with the butt of Vecna.
Oh, that's why he never talks about it.
Of course not.
Oh no. We'll say he's getting comfortable. Yeah. So I did report to Colette about our findings from last night.
It's worth noting you didn't notice that Farran was in the room before he starts talking to you.
Oh,
Was
getting better at that.
How's Ix doing?
Well taken care of, but they don't have any more idea what that weird purple crap is than I did.
Well, I couldn't find the right way to say it at the time, but it does seem like our group has become in the business, perhaps, of investigating necrotic mysteries. Perhaps, we can add that one to the list.
Yeah.
Ix seems pretty uptight about us
Hey.
doing anything with
Indeed.
Ix's well-being. So,
Necrotic and ghosts are kind of related concepts, right?
undead, yeah.
He kind of looks over at is our blood of all cultist friend still listening in as he usually is?
Is he cooking something?
No, he's doing his job. He's
He's got the
investigating the
statue.
idol.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look, I'm sorry to bug you away from your work, but you ever
Please.
heard of anything like what we were talking about before? Like, you try to heal someone, and they got this weird-looking scar stuff like Ix does, and some purple weird energy stuff comes out, and the healing don't work?
Well, wait, you could show him, tell him what you found on the chart.
Lynn's
that might be
actually
better.
not there.
Lynn's not
but
there.
Oh, Lynn's not
Yeah.
there. Yeah, sorry.
I was
Yeah.
So
confused.
if we,
Yeah, that's right,
So
sorry.
I made a
But
joke in passing.
Again,
Yeah.
the chart does not have anything even
Yeah.
remotely as detailed as what you have experienced yourself.
Ah, okay.
It's not like they tried to lay on hands to get rid
Oh.
of her situation or anything like that.
Okay, well,
That cost a pretty penny. The Grotz will pay for stuff, but he's not going to pay for that.
fair.
Sigur thinks a moment and says, not localized, as you've put it, but, well, the tremendous event that ended the last war, the transformation of Sire into the Mournland, created a realm so putridly necrotic that no healing, magical or otherwise, is capable of taking hold while anyone is within its bounds.
But she's far from that place.
Indeed. This, if she has become infected with some degree of the morning, or someone's found some way to weaponize it or something, seems terrifically hazardous.
That's a thought to lose some sleep over.
Indeed.
Weaponizing that crap.
Out of character, would Ark know about the Warforged? Like, go to that area for like recovery efforts and stuff. I think, or expeditions, because they can actually go in there. I think.
Warforged can go there
Yeah.
because magical healing doesn't really matter one way or the other to them.
Right.
And the adherents of the Lord of Blades travel there to amass in great numbers.
So that's where they're rumored to.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if Ark would know that much.
I think that he would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lynn.
Oh god. So there's like a stool there.
Well, there was one that she was sitting on, but if you need a stool,
no,
there
no,
is
no.
almost as if by magic.
No, she doesn't need one. She thinks for a moment, and she's supposed to be thinking of confidence. And what she does is she takes the letter that she wrote her parents when she left. And this is something that she minced over for a long time, and she will always remember every single word of it. It's been etched into her heart, and so she stands up there and she performs it like she's telling her parents. Just laying into them and talking about how awful everything has been and that she has to go.
Lucas sits back and is quiet for a bit. You really want this, huh?
Yeah.
All right, kid. We're going to make some art together.
All right.
You got some stuff to learn. Don't get me wrong. Just because I'm bringing you on board doesn't mean you got everything down. It means I see something in you. You're like the most special piece of charcoal in the whole bin. I'm going to light you on fire. And the two of us, we're going to light up this town like no one's ever seen.
You get
All right.
upgraded.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You guys keep making shares?
I think this is the run. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we'll make
This
People
is-
have
this is
accepted
it.
it as a potential chair.
Okay.
I mean, we might ask if they have any improvements they want to make.
No one does. Is any... You put together 10 of them. Yes.
Maddie kind of looks at him. Well, even if we're not going to do anything else but actually deliver them, I'd like to go with you just in case things don't go according to plan.
One other thing before I forget. You got X's bow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you were busy with the
Yeah, that's true.
chairs.
All right.
He turns it into a chair.
Yeah. Like right in front of everyone. Just-
Makes a chair for the bow.
You know, I wonder if Ix might have second and third and fourth thoughts about that if she ever saw the chairs. But
Well, I'll leave this in the shop, safe and sound, and I guess we can go.
safe and sound
Should
in
we
the
go deliver
hospital.
them now, or do we want to wait for Jorah to come back?
Let's make sure he. No. You ain't delivering nothing to him here. What are you thinking?
I mean, he already. I think he knows where.
Not this place.
It's pretty damn likely, but maybe we can leave it at pretty damn likely instead of pretty damn certain.
I think by
Out
this
of character,
by
did we mention our workshop's location?
no,
Oh, you
okay.
avoided that specifically, but
Alright.
no one did.
Okay.
but yet.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait for
And
him.
I mean, this is hours later, so he finished his coffee and went.
Okay,
Went home.
Maddie will verify that he is gone.
He is gone. I think it's past closing time at this point.
Okay.
Not so late into the night that you couldn't possibly visit his tavern, but the coffee shop is closed down. It's not that they couldn't operate in the evening, but the streets around here aren't necessarily evening time streets, if you get my meaning.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, we'll take. Here's what we ought to do then. I mean, we can't carry 10 chairs between the 3 of us anyway. I'll take one. I'll carry one. And we can say, here's what they all look like, and if he likes them, we'll deliver the rest. If he doesn't like them, well, I guess you two will figure out what the hell to do with that.
Right. Hey, you know, before we get any further in this, what is everyone's deal with Joro? Some of you have something to do with Joro?
We all
directly?
I
Sorta.
Because actually, Ark doesn't still, and I don't know if anyone's actually gone into any detail of what happened with Joro.
Well, I infiltrated one of his parties.
That was the second or third step. Because the first step was we found out he was the one that was doing the work in the first place. That's when I assume Colette had some other group of you, I don't know who, do the next part, but yeah.
Lynn, I think you're back at
Okay.
the hideout by this point.
Yeah,
And of course, as soon as you come in, chair! Have a seat!
There are
pass.
there are 10 chairs.
Yeah, 10 chairs.
That's, they actually look okay. That looks reasonably chair-like.
Huh? Sit?
I'm
Test the final run?
honestly impressed. No, thank you. Lynn says literally anywhere else.
Maybe next time. Well, alright. So tomorrow, I guess we'll go to Joro's and it's a bit late, right? Fleshlings need your sleep and stuff, right?
It's 7 in the evening.
Ain't that late.
I don't know, you all sleep way more than I do.
Up to you. If not, I'll just go grab a drink and play some cards with him.
We can take him the chair and see if he wants the others delivered.
Yeah.
Might as well get it over with.
Do
Get
that
these things
instead,
out of
I guess.
here.
Sure.
Alright. Yeah, let's go then.
All right, Maddie's taking the chair,
on to
kind of
Charles.
playing the role more of delivery person.
Okay, don't tell him where we live. Good
Well,
luck with your chair delivery.
He probably already knows that. He was down drinking coffee earlier. I told you this coffee shop was a wonderful thing.
No, are we sure he just doesn't like the coffee?
He may well, but I mean, like I've been trying to explain to everybody since we opened the damn thing, we're coming up and through the thing all the time. Once someone's looking for us, they're
Alright.
gonna know right where to
You're
find
not
us.
using the back door.
Alright. I'm gonna work on a back staircase.
Well, I would
Please
cer-
tell us there's already a back staircase. That like Lynn's been using this whole time.
Yes.
And she's like, what on earth, like, why aren't you using the back staircase?
And by work on it, I mean Ark just unlocks the back
No,
door.
it's already unlocked because Lynn's been using it this whole time, and she's like, what? No, when I agree, there's a back staircase.
Toby uses it too.
Yeah. No, it's employees only back there. We're not gonna have to deal with any people wandering through.
People still gonna see us coming and going from the building at some point.
Back of the building. I mean, you can
I don't think you're gonna get
Only
the
when
high.
I roll back.
any place,
is all the time.
any place we have a hideout, we're gonna be
Looks
coming
like
down.
I'll have to
Yeah,
jump.
we didn't have to invite the whole city to have coffee in it.
I mean, it's plausible deniability that we just have coffee sometimes.
Look. I'm sorry I brought it up because frankly, the damage is done. Let's just go deliver the damn
And like I
chair.
said, it's no longer like a dilapidated like building that people and miscreants will just wander on into. At least it's an establishment.
Like, honestly, I think it makes a lot more sense us coming and going from a coffee shop than a dilapidated building if anyone ever sees one of us,
Right.
you know,
Fair.
coming and going.
Let's
I
just
think this
deliver
is
the
covered.
chair. It's done.
Yeah, well, alright.
Where are we going anyway?
Juro's place.
I mean, I know the city pretty well. I don't exactly know where that
Ark
is.
Ark would probably remember where it's at. Ark's actually pretty good with details.
Yes.
We're in the
Which
market.
is he?
We got
Well, some details.
At the length that they managed to describe the location, Maddie's able to get them there pretty quick, although she isn't able to take quite as adventurous a path while she's
And
carrying
you're bringing
a chair.
one chair with you.
As a, hey, do you like them kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
That was the idea.
Lynn, what are you doing? Well, this is going
Not
on.
that.
Farran, what are you doing?
If it's available, I may go talk to the guy about improving my observation skill.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let me field this first. Actually, let's deal with that.
Okay.
So you take off towards the plateau to meet up with Inspector Holm once again, who, you know, as Shale had indicated, is there once again at the bar. But this time, he not only looks up when you come over, but actually gets up and walks over to you, which is a sight more interaction than the last time. But he walks straight on past you and out the door of the building.
Well, I'll just assume that I'm supposed to take a hint and follow.
Hey,
after.
good.
Very observant.
Oh, you laughed, and then you just go home. There was an observance lesson.
He hails a cab and hops in, and the driver sort of looks at you and is like, "Are you coming with?"
Oh no.
Heading down to the. It's flying, so it'd be like, yeah, there you go. It's got a Pegasus and a cart, and for some reason he's still pedaling.
It's like ET.
Yes, exactly.
Silhouette the moon.
Without looking over at you, Holm sort of launches into what's going on. There's a deal going down in the depths. I'm gonna get some information on who these gangsters are that have been interfacing with these criminals. Not gonna poke our noses in. We're just gonna sit back and watch. We're gonna take note of people's faces, any names, any kind of good details they drop, that kind of thing. Again, no matter what goes on, no matter what action goes down, what kind of violence takes place, we're just gonna sit back and watch. You got it? It's apple juice. With whiskey. Bottoms up. And so, surprisingly, you basically head right back down the way that you came, down into the depths, down into neighborhoods that actually are pretty familiar to you. You guys hop off of the cab and he pays the fare, and you begin marching down the streets, playing it, you know, relatively cool, trying not to draw too much attention to you. And you arrive at a tavern that seems relatively newly constructed, and he ducks around through an alley, going through the back way. And he sort of posts up near sort of a back entrance and lights his pipe. All right, this is what we call a stakeout. They're very long, they're very boring. It's important work. You gotta stick around. You gotta keep your wits sharp for hours on end. Not draw attention to yourself, not screw around. Think you can handle that? Good.
Immediately pulls out cell phone and starts checking the email.
Flappy Bird.
With a sound on.
Okay, we'll get back to you. Lynn, are you doing anything particular, or are you just
She's
ruminating on your...
She's going to want to talk to the blood of old guy about what was happening with Ix because she wasn't there for that conversation.
Mhm.
So she's going to try and get an info down
He'll
from
fill
him.
you in on what he revealed to the rest of the group.
Okay, and then she'll also sort of probe him on, if you were trying to cure something like this, who would you talk to or which way would you go?
Lynette, if I knew how to reverse the effects of the Mornland, I'd be a much more notorious figure than I already am.
Is there anyone who is that notorious a figure?
I can't think of anyone. If
Okay.
someone was anywhere near suspicion of how the Day of Mourning came about or how to undo its effects, believe you me, everyone in the Five Nations would know who that was. Okay. The other three of you arrive at the tavern. There's a couple of guys out front, big guys, the guys you're accustomed to seeing in Joro's employ. They're not necessarily like stationed as guards, but they're, you know, just hanging out in front. They look you up and down.
I got a chair for Jorah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you want to try?
No, I'm good. Besides, wouldn't do to sit in the chair before the boss, you know?
That's true.
Yeah. Well, who's this?
Just help us carry a chair.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what we presented, just to carry it around.
Oh, yeah. Show model. I got you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got a name, sweetie?
Maddie.
Sorry?
She's actually trying a deception check to pass herself off as a little dimmer than she actually is. She got a 12 on the deception check.
Huh. Takes all sorts, I guess. But I'm not one to judge. Anyway, go ahead on in. Boss is in the back.
Thank you.
You head in, and pretty much the entire crowd tonight is just goons. Most of them are drinking, but none of them give you much of a hard time or anything like that as you bring your goods into the back room where you had met with Jorah before. Jorah is, of course, enjoying a fine cigar, legs kicked up on his...
I imagine they're
Yes.
accustomed to seeing all kinds of weird stuff come through here.
What are you trying to say?
No, I don't say that in
Chairs.
character.
Yeah.
They peddle all sorts of chairs.
Yeah. All sorts of chairs. You have returned.
Hello, yes.
Hello.
We've worked and gone through many iterations, and we have a chair to present to you now.
Show me.
Alright.
Maddie puts the chair down.
What is this?
This is our new chair. This is the latest in our work. This is the ghost chair. It's the ghost housing and on-site sittable
You say
tripod.
ghost.
Yes.
Is haunted.
It's not haunted.
Oh.
It's like
He seems disappointed.
such a good chair that even a ghost would sit in it.
Right.
Why ghosts need chair?
They don't, but they would want this one.
Right.
That's how good it is.
Who is?
She's just here to help display the chair. And,
A show model.
yeah, that, yes.
Is not ghost.
No, we couldn't get a ghost in time, but, the chair is what's important, yes.
Ghosts can be hard to find and all.
Would you like to try it?
Gets up from his seat and walks around the desk. Is runes. What is?
Oh yes, these runes. This is it's a ghost. Pretty awesome. It's kind of like ghost. No, it's a good chair for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is written in ghost.
Yeah.
Is three legs.
Yeah. We wanted to make a unique chair. Something special. That
Three
would
is a
be.
very powerful number, and it's represented in this chair.
And also-
It has 3 legs.
What
We
else
didn't
is
wanna-
threes?
The
3 of a kind. Yeah.
3 times charm.
Yeah.
It's lucky.
No, I know is lucky. What else in chair is three?
Oh.
There's 3 legs. What else?
Oh, the 3 triangle points. For
Yeah,
the,
it's a triangle,
The base.
yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty much.
The 3 legs. 3 triangle
That's
points.
it. Yeah. You don't want to try and overstuff your luck into something. It's just that's pushing your luck, So just the right amount.
Well, really, we wanted to make a chair that was special for Jorah, because Jorah doesn't just deal in normal chairs, I assume, right? You wanted something that was custom built just for you, right?
10.
Yes, yeah, we have the others. We just want to make sure that this is up to your spec, that this is something you thought was a good chair.
But have already built.
We could deliver them tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah, with practice,
Yeah.
solidifying the design, and we had 20 of these chairs before those 10. They were also.
You stop
practice.
talking. I see. Okay. Hey, chair's already made. Yes, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
You bring Tonight?
Yeah, we can bring chairs.
Good. We talk about next deal. These two get more chairs.
Okay. Next deal, sure.
Alright.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll
Bring chairs.
Yeah.
see you guys.
Walks back around to his desk.
Reese is going to die.
Reese sits in the chair. He's like really proud of that.
Alright. Now Art's gonna start heading out.
Maddie reluctantly, the little reluctance follows Art out. But pretty much as soon as they're out of sight of the guards outside, she kind of not an actual, but come on, move it. We gotta get the rest of those chairs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that went better.
What do you mean it went better? He's being held hostage. Can't you tell anything?
I thought he was gonna give him another job. He liked us so much, he gave him another job.
Let's just go get the damn chairs.
Okay.
I try and sponsor many artwork. Jonathan Carpenter.
Yes.
I take on many such artists around Sharn. I spend a great deal of money making sure that those folk are taken care of. I pay for quality. I am a rich man. I like nice things. Good cigar, fine cup of coffee, beautiful woman. This you look at me. I am short, not human like you. I'm a gnome. This is funny.
It's not funny.
Ew.
What?
No, it's fine. You can say I'm very short. I'm different. I'm large head. I try and work out, but I'm like a small child of yours.
He kind of looks at if there's anybody else in the room, like laughing or.
No one is, although there are a couple more guys in here than you remember there being, and also the door is closed.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Cool.
Oh dear God.
You treat me like child.
I didn't intend to. I'm
You
sorry.
laugh at me with this garbage you put together.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like the chair, we can make changes, certainly.
And you fall out of the chair as you are struck from behind. As one of the goons goes medium style on the back of the chair, kicking it, utilizing its tripod-like nature to easily knock you to the ground.
No! The squeaker acts as a warning, so now everybody in the vicinity knows something bad has happened.
Farran, you hear a terrifically loud squeal. It's not clear what it is.
Can I try and pinpoint the direction it's coming from?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Of course. Come on, dice. I don't really have the stress for this. Oh, okay. That's 14.
It appears to be coming from a room inside the tavern in front of you, accompanied with a large thump. Holm hasn't budged from his position. Sorry?
Do I recognize the sound from before, or is it just a strength, or is it just a really peculiar?
It's just a peculiar kind of squeal.
Like,
It's not the sort of thing that usually jumps out at you. What does jump out is the large man that has knocked you from the chair, who basically like kneels on your back and grabs one of your wrists. And if you want to take action or anything like that at any point, to like resist or anything like that, or do anything, jump in. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going and break all of your fingers.
You do have a communication stone, don't forget that.
That's just completely telepathic or whatever.
No, you have to
No,
have
you
it in
have
your
to-
hand.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do it.
Oh.
But I have to
with
speak
working
it,
fingers.
or
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like breaker. We got
Yes. I think we really
It's
do
still-
have to do that.
It's still it's
He
still an
doesn't
option.
like the
so,
chair.
I mean,
He
it's,
doesn't like the chair.
Yeah.
Jorah starts to come around the desk towards you.
He'll pull out the stone and just say, "We got a code red."
I love to do the do. Give me. So I think if you try and like grab something from your pocket, the guards are going to treat that as a hostile action.
Okay.
So I think maybe a contested action or something like that. You could give
you
me.
could sleight of hand it.
You could try and sleight of hand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
Oh.
That's a good first step. Sneaky.
7.
You can,
Ooh.
You can stress
Yeah.
You can stress it.
I know. Sure, I'll stress it.
Okay. All right. You palm the communication device, but you do still have to say something out loud into it. I mean, code red works perfectly fine. Or
Yeah, code red.
I think you managed to get a couple of words off before like the guard like grabs your other wrist and like wrests it away from your face. Everyone else's communication device crackles to life with this,
Maddie immediately races back at top speed.
including Farran's
Yeah,
mind.
I will. I will essentially try to like remain as like calm as I can, and I'll like just kind of say, I may have just received an SOS from one of my coworkers. I realize our work here may be time sensitive.
Ark will probably like
However,
try and
But his
sneak back.
fingers
Like,
are
we're
also
on
time
our way
sensitive.
back.
however, I may need to respond depending on the you know, on what the situation is. At which point I will, because I don't actually, I'm like, because it feels almost like a ridiculous coincidence to assume that these
It does.
that would somehow be related. So I will take out my stone and then essentially send a message to everyone and be like, what is Ries's last known location? And then then wait to see if I get a response.
Maddie responds, "I'm coming. He was delivering that damn chair to Joro."
And you include where Joro is, please, when you're replying,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Well, she includes as much as she can. If there is a limit on the message, I mean, she'll give the address. She does know the
Yeah,
address.
there
Sure.
we
Yeah, whatever the address is.
Sure.
go. Lynn's on her
Yeah.
way. She's looking at.
Okay.
is it now confirmed that it is the building?
I think, yeah, Maddie says something to the effect of, it's the golden boar. And then you look up and there's a picture of a golden boar.
Oh my god.
At which point I'll turn and say, he's inside the building.
Are you staking out Joro right
I'm
now?
staking out Joro right now.
Oh lord. Quick, you're into a Shiba Inu. He won't recognize you.
Oh, like,
But he's so observant, he might.
I wish to, remain like observant. However, my friends will be entering the situation. I don't believe that I can ignore this.
Yeah. Extenuating circumstances and whatnot. Why don't we call your perception check from earlier a success on your skill, on your feat training?
Alright. So I get 1 plus 1.
Yes.
1 plus 1, yes.
That'll take me from 3 to... I'm not going to spend the coin, obviously. Circumstances do not relate.
Well,
that was a weird
no.
way to spin a coin, yeah.
I think we can retcon that as like the time building up to this. Like if you were,
It's okay. I wasn't going to spend the coin anyway.
Yeah, that
because
makes sense.
like,
that's not the sort of thing that Farran usually does.
I did last time. But there was
Yes.
that was specifically to make sure that I got the. So does that activate immediately, or is that activated at a long rest or something like that?
That's a good question. I think it activates immediately.
Okay. Then I will immediately bump Wisdom up 1,
Okay.
Oh.
which is the first effect of that feat.
Seems like
Uh,
I
Very
don't have
good.
to take them in order, but I know you wanted that one. I'm just saying for future reference. You
Yeah.
Oh
can
yeah,
take them
that's
in any
not
order.
bothering me.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's like, yeah, it's not. We said you could take them in any order,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I know that's the one
Wait,
you
you
want.
can't take them in any order?
No, you can. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm going to tweak the order that I take my things
Mainly
on.
because that immediately
later.
increases my armor class by
Yes.
1, which would be relevant
Yes.
potentially.
I think everyone just notices your level up effects in the
Like
alleyway.
there's this particle emitter and everything.
Why has this been
like
suddenly?
wall stealthing.
Why are
Your
my
stealth
suddenly?
goes up.
Suddenly I know how to survive. Slightly better.
Feels like my skills have increased. God, I love that game.
Oh shoot, even my animal handling. In case I run into another Shiba Inu.
Okay, let's do this. Let's roll initiative.
Alright.
And then I'm going to dictate when people can enter the action.
Alright, I have to roll dice. This is all gonna go sideways.
Can I?
No, wait. Does it even make sense to roll initiative necessarily? Because everyone's running back, but everyone is different distances away anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do that.
It's the order people arrive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
so
makes sense.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, Farran, you get an action right now.
Alright. So I know it's on the second floor of this building.
Yes.
What's their possible entrances to?
There are windows, but there are not easy.
Easily enterable windows.
More so than that, there's not like ladders or anything like that leading up that way or anything like that.
Yeah, I wasn't counting on that.
Sure.
I was
Well,
hoping-
sometimes there's like a fire escape or
Yes,
something
no,
like that.
you're right.
Although, if Joro was smart, any new buildings that he would build would have fire escapes.
Yeah, I can see.
That might have come up.
See that. Alright, I want to see if I can maybe use like acrobatics to try and get up to a window
Okay.
to at least get a look in.
Okay.
So let's test that with this die, which rolls far enough to give me a random number.
9.
Oh, it's a 9. Oh, thank goodness. You can actually see that clearly.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 1 at first, and I'm like, because I can't see the number. So a 9 on acrobatics is a total of 14.
Okay, so I think you begin your ascent, but you don't quite make it up to the
Okay.
window just yet.
Yes.
Okay. Ries, you now have both hands pinned, and Joro is standing over your fingers. I do not like being treated like child.
But we
Or
can try
big.
and fix the chair. I poured my heart and soul into this chair. This was, look, I don't know, I'm not the best carpenter, but we can give it another shot, or you can just, we won't bother you again.
You have bad heart and soul.
I know.
Well, can't
I don't deny that,
You
but
get my hopes up and waste time. And he smashes one of his heels on your thumb.
I need that. It's opposable.
Not anymore.
I need to grip things.
You take 3 points of damage.
It's been opposed.
That comes next.
I leave you simply with warning.
What's
Next time you try and pull something like this in my town, he leans in close. I feed you to the dog.
Very good dog.
Maddie, you arrive on the street outside of the Golden Boar.
Alright, how tall is this building?
4 stories.
4 stories. Can she see what is the roof like a sloped roof or like something flat you could have
Flat.
people on? Alright, she will go around to a side. Are there windows on all sides of the building?
Yes.
Okay, is there a part where conceivably you could climb up without being able to be seen from the inside?
Yes, in the alleyway.
Okay.
She will attempt to climb up. She's looking for guards on the roof. She's climbing up in a place that doesn't have visibility from the inside.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Maddie, what's going on?
You find Farran on the back side of the building. There's an inspector here.
Wait, is the inspector also here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know the guy
He
who
may-
knows him, so
He immediately like turns and begins to leave. I've been compromised.
Oh dear.
was that? Oh, I'm never going to hear the end of that. What are you standing here? What are you...
He's not standing there. He's like halfway up. He's Spider-Manning up the side of the building.
How'd you get here so quick?
Okay.
What?
Ark was about to shout out, "Hey, what should I do?"
You're not there yet.
Oh.
I thought we were together.
He said he ran back.
I
Yes.
was gonna. Yes.
Okay.
We were.
Anyway,
we were
well,
together.
you're not there yet, so...
All right.
I'll Yeah.
Maddie kind of quickly goes through. Look, there's too many people in there to fight them. I'm gonna start a fire up here and hope the chaos lets us
Oh dear God.
deal with this. You get back down there. You wait for people to come running out, and you get him as soon as he runs out. Because setting this fire is all I'm gonna be good for up here. Go.
The shadows are pretty good at defenestrating themselves.
And she finishes
Wait, so are
climbing.
you telling me to go down? To get down?
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, she's about to set the building on fire.
I mean, I can still jump off a building from here.
Oh, I mean, that's what she.
Theoretically.
The plan she
Okay,
communicated
it's time
was.
to jump.
The plan she communicated was she's gonna set the building on fire. You know, has people run out. You get Ries and get him out of here.
Well, I'll be like, Ries is up here.
Wait, is he up? Did we?
Yes.
Go? Oh. Well, wait. I thought I never caught that we went upstairs when we went inside the building.
Yeah,
Hold
he's on the
a sec,
second
I got
floor.
it. Wait, second floor. You said there was 4 floors.
There are 4 floors. He's on the second floor.
You know, she's still climbing.
Yeah, well, give me an acrobatics check.
She has climb speed.
It's true.
Oh.
She just goes.
Yep, I've been one
Are
up.
you a spider?
She's just like 60s Batman, just walking directly up the side.
It's not
Hey,
supernatural
Farran,
looking.
get down there.
She just. That's what the plan she communicates was, unless Farran gives some kind of
Like, I haven't even gotten eyes on him. He's on this floor.
How fast can you climb?
she has a climb speed of 30. So
She,
Yeah, I'm like actually trying to. It's like, why hello there.
How
yeah.
many
pretty-
feet is a floor?
What?
How many feet is a floor?
15?
Okay, so
Well,
that's
she-
second
yeah,
floor.
so she
they're
gets to the
side by
second
side
floor.
Yeah.
after one move.
so it is. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you would have had to have gone into the alleyway first.
Yes.
So you're basically neck and neck.
So do you have a counter plan, or is that the?
I'm like that. I'm like that seems weirdly appropriate. However, I'm not. You know, I'm not sure how they'll respond. You know, Joro would certainly panic at the thought of another building burning down. I would imagine. So we may need to still like
Extract.
Yeah.
I'll come help when I can, but I gotta start it first.
Yes.
Farran, it's
But-
your turn.
Yeah, I still want to at least get eyes on Ries.
Okay.
And I'm not planning on fighting everybody, but I may need to at least like force my way in the future.
Okay, you finish climbing up your way to the window. You're going to try and peek in?
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check.
1.
Oh,
Oh,
it's not a
19.
1.
Yeah, not a one.
It has a 1 in it.
Yeah.
It's not a 1.
That is a total of 24.
You stealth it. You see Ries getting his finger stomped by an upsettingly muscular gnome.
Hurry up with the fire!
Ries, it's your turn.
Are spells generally require hand movements? Or
Almost.
spoken?
A lot of them do.
Almost.
Usually, yeah.
Almost all of them.
It'll tell you if it doesn't matter.
There's
I will-
verbal, somatic,
I'll-
material. So
I will
it
tell
has to
you
be a
from
sense.
Antoria's experience that very, very few spells do not have somatic. It's usually a specific thing like Misty Step, which is designed for
Right.
escaping from being
Clerics,
held.
clerics usually get a little purple.
Clerics maybe, but he's gonna basically have the wizard spell list. So
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry about the noise.
Nah, he's not really gonna do anything. Like, he's just gonna beg, like, keep begging, like, for him to stop whatever it is he's doing.
He does not.
Oh.
He steps on another finger.
Ow!
You take 3 points of damage again.
You're going to die of fingers.
Ark, you arrive on the scene.
Okay, I guess I don't see anyone.
Yeah, weirdly, Maddie should have been here, but is
You must
apparently
be
not.
I assume the guards are still up front.
No, actually, there's no one out front anymore. And the
Okay.
door is closed. But the lights are still on inside.
If
on
I
the
like
first
look
two.
in a window, do I like? Are there people inside still?
Yeah, there's still like 5 or 6 goons in the main area.
Okay,
Like the tavern up front.
I'm gonna go to the other alley. I guess Since
Okay.
I'm by the door, I don't know, maybe I would just keep walking through.
Okay.
I'm gonna pat Cub and be like, go help Ries out.
Okay.
Go help Ries get Ries out of there. And Cub kind of has like a climb speed of 30, so I guess Cub's gonna climb.
Okay.
Cub's not super smart though either, is the thing too. So.
Yeah, I think he crawls like up and over Farran's body and starts like rapping on the glass.
Like, we're doing arts here.
The goon that is not pinning Ries down looks up and is like, "Hey, there's some kind of crab? Why is it has one eye on tentacles. Very strange. Do not trust. Make sure it does not blow up building." And the guard starts to walk over towards the window. Maddie, it's your turn.
All right, and she was positioned specifically to avoid line of sight from the windows.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so she's cool.
Farran, on the other hand, was looking in.
It was very stealthily.
You were very stealthy, yes.
So Maddie was inside the building. She would know the window is the one that was from that room, right? Because she was in that room.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking about something here because seeing Cov, I assume Cov wasn't stealthed at all.
Oh no.
So she definitely sees Ark's robot.
That wasn't part of the instructions.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Cub's not good at that stuff yet anyway.
Let's see.
He reminds me of someone.
Well, thinking it over. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud a little bit, but it's okay
No,
to
it's
do
fine,
that, right?
of course.
Okay. So I mean, the original plan was to start a fire high up on the building, but she's kind of looking down and seems to think that she's probably not going to have time for that before things go wrong. So now maybe starting a fire really close by is starting to sound like a better idea.
You set
Okay.
Joro on fire.
So let's see.
Serve the squad of truth pretty reliably.
Well, as it happens, Maddie carries flasks of oil with her.
Of course.
Cub and oil.
No, not Cove.
There's a burning robot runs through the building going, no!
But the orders were to help Ries, so
Oh no.
See,
the burning hug.
I'm trying to think of the best and most effective way to start a fire in that room is basically what I'm looking at using what Maddie has on her and her available spells.
Probably like a Molotov cocktail.
That's probably where this is going.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's good.
All right. Well, that will do it then. She'll actually. Got an idea. So she has 2 flasks of oil on her.
Okay.
One of them will be the Molotov cocktail. The other she's just gonna kind of pour out on the area. She climbs a little above, and once the oil this is the window. Once the oil here on the building.
Okay.
The idea hopefully being that it'll be a little more convincing of a bigger fire than just a Molotov cocktail on its own would make. Even though it's not a very harmful fire. Like they'll see outside flames outside. That's kind of the idea. And then she makes the Molotov cocktail and maneuvering.
Give me, you're mid-climb. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Just, you know, you're dealing with a lot of bits and pieces here.
That's fair. Could I make a tinkering check instead since it's dealing with small stuff?
Yeah.
Alright. That is a 10.
I think that this is reasonable, but it's going to take a round.
Reasonable.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
Joro breaks another finger.
Well,
No, my God.
Well, she's still.
I was going to do that anyway,
Well,
but
she's-
pun was good.
Well, she's,
Punishing me.
Although I do not know who Ries is. This is Jonathan.
Yeah.
yeah. She's not stealth. Oh, she's not hiding the fact that she's making this from people outside. So hopefully Farran and I don't know what Cub will even make of it, but Farran will probably be able to notice what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's little.
Cub's got Cub's orders.
Yeah.
Farran, it's your turn. There's a robot crab on you.
Well, on the window.
Well,
Right.
he's
Oh.
and then it's sitting on his head,
Ow.
rapping on it, trying to get in.
Oh.
Can I try and let Cub off and go around to a different window?
Yeah,
Cub
absolutely.
has a climb speed.
Yeah.
Cub
I'll let him off because I'm oh, he's attracted their attention. This is now the the Splinter Cell silhouette man is sitting at this point,
Yes.
I'm going to go around and try and go in a different window.
Yeah, absolutely. You shimmy over just on the same level?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You have no problem getting over there.
And I want to essentially look like, is the window closed?
It is. It's light inside, but you don't see anyone in there.
I would like to, I guess, try and stealthily open the window.
Okay.
And basically be prepared in the event that people start to panic.
Okay.
To, try and actually move in and secure Ries.
Okay, sounds good. Ries. I mean,
I'm just kidding.
he's broken too.
Ries will, I guess, panic and start to offer him money. Just be like, my parents are wealthy. I'll give you money. Just let me go.
Who parents?
I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter.
Did
another
Doro
3.
expect a different answer?
I don't know.
No, you just had another 3?
Another 3.
Yeah, another
Jeez.
Are you still conscious?
Oh yeah, I am. I thought you meant another 3, like the third finger for some reason.
I
don't know.
That was convenient. Yeah.
Lynn, you arrive on the scene.
Lynn runs up. What does she see?
There,
Closed tavern with no guards, right?
basically, yeah. Like the lights are on inside. There's no one outside. The doors are closed. There's lights on in the first 2 stories,
Okay.
but it's otherwise quiet.
She
Seems
is,
fine.
Of
You
course.
could probably go home.
Yeah, that's like. Side note: if she was aware of any of the shit going on anywhere here, she would be like, "Fuck this, I'm out." But she doesn't see all the
I already did something today.
No, she doesn't see all the insanity going on, so she's like, "Well, okay." She is also, of course, dressed in the cover of John Carpenter's wife.
Of course.
Which was her cover from the original thing.
Yes.
Because that is who
Yes.
they know here. And they don't know Lynn, and she's not burning her real identity on
Right.
this. So she, walks
John
over.
Carpenter's wife was, of course, named Ries Carpenter.
Yeah, Ries Carpenter. The girl spelling.
Girl spelling.
Oh, like the
she's-
dragon lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ries Carpenter goes over, and she basically, knocks on the door, opens it a little bit, peeks inside.
The front door is locked.
Can I pick locks? What skill is picking locks?
Thieves' tools, and it requires the tools.
It does require
Yes.
the tools.
Wait,
I do not have a.
you can't make it untrained.
If you have the tools, you can make it untrained, but you have to have the
Oh, you
tools.
do
That's
it.
the catch. Yeah.
And I do not have thieves' tools, and I do not have a good way of opening a door. She's gonna look for another way in or peek through windows, knock
There's
on
lots
doors
of
and, knock on the door or knock on a window.
Sure, no one responds to your knocks, but the ground floor windows are pretty accessible.
I mean, she's not trying to do an B&E yet,
Yeah.
so she's gonna walk around the side of the building, look for another way of entry.
Okay, you enter the alley and see stuff.
Ark's just standing there.
So I see Ark standing there.
Yes.
I look up and I see Cub banging on one window. I see Farran looking through another.
He's Oh, very good point. I don't think you see Farran.
What's your self?
24.
Pretty high.
No. So I
Yeah,
have no idea where
Farran isn't here yet.
Farran isn't here yet. Slacking off.
Maddie's mixing a drink.
Oh, I do see Maddie up there.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Maddie already
Oh.
used her response.
You can reply for free though.
To any message?
That's
or?
true.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
Each
didn't
use of a
actually
message
use
gives everyone a reply chant.
Oh, that's right.
So Lynn says, "What are you doing?" and everyone can just reply for free with your brains. So everyone.
Brains are
I think Ries screams.
Like, you can give more of a status update than that if you would like. The idea being, my fingers, oh god, or, oh god, they've stabbed me 6 times in the face.
I've lost 15 hit points.
Because that kind of determines.
It's gonna very calmly reply. My fingers are being broken. Thank you for replying.
Nobody said anything.
No, wait,
No, Maddie definitely replied that she was coming back and gave the address.
Okay.
You definitely got a reply.
I like
You
that.
forgot in this context.
So Lynn is like Lynn's the first person you remember being like, Hey, are you okay? I keep breaking my fingers. For the love of God, help!
Art just turns to you and says, "Oh, Cub's gonna get him out. I'm ready to." Catch him.
Well, it gets better because Matt.
Lynn leaves.
Actually, Art will say a little bit more. See, I go in and get him, but there's also a bunch of like brigands and stuff in the down below.
And I'll like telepathically like send back trying to like secure an entrance up to covertly secure an entrance for when Maddie's diversion begins.
What's Maddie's diversion?
Farran's here apparently too.
Starting to fire since he seems to be a big fan of them.
Ark, it's your turn.
Lynn leaves.
Well, so Lynn, I don't know. With the both of us here, maybe we could break in. But like, it didn't seem like a good idea to try and do that by myself. And Cub will at least eventually get the window broke and hopefully be able to like.
He will not.
There's about to be a lot of people trying to leave, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my whole shtick is talking to people, and breaking in doesn't really lend itself to that well.
Lynn.
I don't think we could talk our way out of this one because it sounds like Ries is getting bad stuff.
I mean,
The guard opens the window and leans out to look at this crab. And it tries to like scuttle in. Give me a dex save for Cub.
Cub's good at those.
How
Does he
good?
fly or no?
Not
Oh, no.
that good.
Can you stress for Cub?
No.
No.
Alright, Cub got a 5.
Okay, the guard like snatches him up. No, he doesn't fly. He's got like
He has a climb speed.
Section cuts?
Okay.
Climb speed, yeah. He's
Yeah.
got like little sharp dagger hands.
Does it make that sound?
I don't think it's explosive, boss. It's just
Creepy and weird.
creepy and weird. I think it's some kind of
It's a
demon.
bomb! Get it out of here! It's a bomb!
He just throws it out the window, doesn't he?
Maddie, it's your turn.
Well, Maddie sees Cub go flying. Where's the guard in relation to the window still?
Just inside of it.
Just inside of it.
Yeah.
Would Maddie have like the drop on him if she did a melee attack?
She would, although with Cub flying out the window, it seems like the perfect opportunity to simulate an explosion by bursting some flame.
That's true. That's true, but she can also light people on fire by hitting them with a sword, which is the thing. But yeah, we'll stick with the original plan. She will at that very moment
There you
toss
go.
in the Molotov cocktail.
See,
I will-
It works to keep him under cover.
Yes, and I will use my inspiration on this to try and make
You're
sure
on
that it
fire with
works.
us. You're about to get fire in many ways.
That is a 15 to hit with a Molotov cocktail.
Are you trying to hit the guard or what?
Trying to make sure that it goes in the room.
Okay,
As much
so
as possible.
What I think you're doing is like you're almost like angling it off the windowsill or something like that.
Yep.
And like the guard that was like draped over top of you, pinning you down, just like scrambles back and manages to like hit the side of the chair, and then and blood goes. Oh God!
The top of the chair.
The chair. No one ever suspects the chair.
Right. That's right.
And over his crumpled form, Joro just like scrambles up and kicks down the door and rushes down the stairs. And the third guard is just like blown back from the explosive force. Farran, it's your turn.
Alright, I want to basically try and get in the window and get into the room.
Okay, you do so. It's no problem.
And basically try and... is there anyone still around Ries at this point, or are they all running for it?
Everyone's running for. Well, no one is around Ries. There's a couple of people that are basically like knocked out or in shock or something like that. But I mean, one person seems to have sustained some sort of a chair injury.
There's a lot of blood.
I mean, at this point, you are well familiar with the telltale signs of it. Ah, yeah, chair got that. My God, is a chair in here?
Oh, and I don't know if I need to. I'm assuming at this point I've like pulled out the I'm on mission mask before.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I didn't want to just be like, hey, from the coffee shop.
What up?
Also, this might help to implicate, if anything, the other
Ninjas.
guy. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Ninjas with
Aha!
fire.
I'm a ninja with fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap!
Can we have negative heat? I mean, we're already at 0.
Oh my god.
All according to plan.
Basically, okay, Ries is here. His fingers are broken.
At which point, I basically want to try and run in and like help up Ries.
Okay.
And help him get out. As
The window?
The window, yes.
The non-burning window, I assume.
Yeah, the other window that I came into.
Okay, sure. You help him over to the window. Ries, it's your turn.
He's gonna. Are you putting me out the window? I don't. How am I getting down? I don't. What are we doing? I don't know. Is there any way down? Can I? I've got one hand. It's. Do you have a rope?
I probably have
You
a
got
rope.
2 finger slaps on one of your hands. You,
But
you got
a thumb is one of the 3 that's not working.
Oh right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you got thumb pinky going on or something.
I may have to lower him down next turn. Like, if
You
he
might
can,
have
if
to,
he can
yeah.
climb.
Yeah, he's gonna.
At which point, I'll basically just like just get him behind me and just be ready to defend if any goons try and come out.
Sure. Is anyone else doing anything until that next turn?
Can Art catch Cub, I guess, if Cub is free falling, or is Cub gonna be able to catch Cub's?
I think Cov is light enough that he like literally just like fell to the ground and then like
Oh, then Ark will probably.
and then starts climbing the
Order,
building
order, come
again.
back. Actually, Cub, good job, come back, come back. You did it. No, you're good.
Scuttles back over.
Maddie definitely.
Lynn, are you just disassociating?
She just like
That is like she is just looking at this clusterfuck of just what is going on here. Everything is on fire and insane. So she's just gonna sort of like step back, sort of hunker into the shadows a little bit, and wait and see if she's needed. But she's assuming that she can just watch the show.
Maddie.
Maddie will climb her way over to that window, which I assume is pretty nearby, right?
Yep.
And she heard Ries mention that his fingers were being broken over the thing, so she will immediately reach out and touch him. How much damage did you take?
9.
It vanishes.
And Lynn will continue never healing anyone.
Well, I mean, sorry, he needed it to climb down, and then
feels like an
she will stand by to help Ries help him down because she remembers from past experience that he's not a very good climber on his own.
Sure.
Does the healing work such that my fingers are good now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like they literally like it hurts and they snap back into place.
Nice.
But still, it was traumatic.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
The
It was
whole thing
very-
was- Alright.
And then
Are you guys?
city secrets our way back away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, if we're able, I'd like to get him down.
So no one's gonna recover the chair.
Cheers.
Ark runs into the burning building. No!
He like comes through the,
Wait.
the wall. Like,
Actually-
like
Wait, the
on
chair.
area.
Hold on. The chair, no. But poor
Well-
Duro and his buddies had just ditched their office in really short order. Of course, there is a raging fire in there, probably.
There is a big old fire. At
So
this point,
Lynn's
yes.
gonna ask once people are coming down, is anyone else still in there?
Are we good?
No
because-
one else of ours.
Is there anyone else still in there?
There was somebody who got cut by the chair, and I think another guy who was maybe in shock or unconscious.
They were no one was
No?
completely defenseless. They were just out in such a way that like they weren't going to interfere with what you were doing. But
But
no,
they're
they were
able
just
to
kind of
escape.
like.
yeah, no one,
Oh,
no
okay.
one looked like they were in danger of dying from suffocation or anything like
Okay,
that.
okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Which was Lynn's question. Like, is everyone?
Yeah, no, like as you guys were escaping, you guys could hear the other guards like coming up the stairs to like probably put out the fire. It's really just that one room.
Yeah. They can,
Okay.
If they're hanging out, it's because they don't want to leave.
Okay. Well, we do.
We do. Let's get. She leads
Ark
them.
doesn't get that scene where he's running in to save the chair and then trips and then impales himself on the chair and dies.
I mean,
we got 9 more of the
I mean,
damn thing.
I'd be on board with that. We can do that. Yeah. You make your getaway through the streets, through the night, back to the sign of the Raven Skull. Down one chair.
I don't think Joel liked our chair.
That's.
Eat that man.
It was not a good chair.
Yeah,
Like-
it was a good chair.
I gotta look. No, I gotta.
Compared to the first one.
Yeah, no, you guys have made
Maybe we
miles.
should've brought
You guys
it
have made so much improvement over that first chair, but like still, you know what chairs look like. You've seen them. I've seen you use them. I got like.
Look,
We got carried away
He's
in the
been through a
moments.
lot. Maybe give him a day before we go back to chair school.
I think that there's no more chair school. I think we're done with chairs.
Well, we ain't done with Joro, because he certainly has
Well-
seen you and has seen 3 of us really. And eventually, people are gonna connect this place with us, no matter how many times we use that damn back door. I mean, he's a connected fella used to finding people he's looking for. Hiding ain't gonna be so easy anymore.
He
That's all I'm
found us
saying.
in the first place. We were just standing out in the middle of nowhere
Wow.
looking at a wanted poster.
Well, hopefully I may have at least managed to implicate another party in the arson.
Maybe it would be
Nice.
best.
Oh, the ninjas, because the whole mouse thing.
Do you have a point of inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. We'll
Take another one.
Take another one.
Wait, can you have 2?
Nope.
No.
Oh.
No, but if he gets one,
Oh.
you can pass one on.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I could use mine back because I used it to make sure that
Didn't go bad for the fire.
Well,
Please.
maybe instead
I'm
of
pretty sure I got mine from someone else, so.
Cool.
we're sharing
Thank
the
you.
love.
Joro is clearly wrong this, and maybe instead of waiting for Joro to find us, we should find Joro.
I'm for it.
You know, I know he's like a big crime lord and stuff, but
Ain't that big. I mean, this place got burned.
What,
down.
making short jokes really?
Yeah,
is
No,
the
no,
time?
no.
look, that's
You're gonna have
okay,
to let me-
alright?
No,
At this
no, no.
point-
I ain't talking about his size. I said, look, he got his place burned down. What did he go and do? Crawl off and just make another one?
Not even a peep. You didn't even find your ninja friends, assuming he did. If he
No,
did,
see,
he certainly
he
didn't.
hurt one of our friends.
No, I know that. I'm just saying.
We
he-
can't let that go.
I ain't saying let it go. Listen for once. I'm just saying. Look, he ain't that big a deal.
His place got burned down. He just wanders on off and makes another one. Doesn't fight anybody over. Doesn't do anything. Just quietly crawls off and makes another one. That ain't what a big player does.
No, but when you start weeding out a lot of the small players, there's power vacuums and things shift around, and usually it's better not to meddle with that kind of thing.
Well, we ain't got a choice now. He knows and has reason not to like at least 3 of us, and there's no way on earth he's going to be dumb enough to not connect the fire.
What's your point about him being a bit player or whatever?
Means I think we can deal with him.
Oh, for sure.
How do you want to deal with him?
Well, that's going to require some thinking, probably. I ain't ever taken down a
I'd
crime
like to
lord.
break his fingers.
No, like I do have a question of scale here about what you're looking into.
We'll find something we can handle. I ain't into suicide. You know that.
As long
We
as
got
it's-
time to talk about that. Why don't we find him first?
I'm not saying we go and siege the place or something, but we can find ways to hit him, find ways to take him down a piece at a time, find ways to take him out, or at least convince him to leave us alone. Maybe it won't come to that. I don't know.
And I'm at least interested in seeing if we can't interrogate him to find out,
And break his
there's a-
fingers.
and find out
I'm-
who he took this job from.
I'm very interested in the interrogation aspect. I'm not so much interested in the taking him out part.
Do you
Without
think
the breaking fingers.
you think we interrogate him, we're ever going to be safe while he draws breath? You really? I mean,
And
that's
then-
an honest question. I'm not being
I've
snarky
got
with
information
that.
of a lot of people without killing them. I want to point out that
That's fair. He doesn't know
that's
you.
not a difficult track record to hold on to.
He doesn't know
Well-
you, but
I don't know what he's done, but after only we tried to make a good chair for him, and he broke his fingers in response. Who knows what worse he's done?
What was he
Someone's actually.
saying? Why was he so upset?
He thought it was an insult to him.
That's fair.
And he kind of gets
That's-
a pained look.
like-
Lewin nods. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sigur is like, oh yeah, those chairs were very bad.
I mean,
That said, I don't usually feel guilty about killing someone who employs torture on the regular.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lose no sleep over fighting him.
well, there's torture. What else we got on this Joro
is
character?
that enough?
Yeah, it's certainly enough, but I'm just saying, it's worth knowing the extent of all this.
Yeah.
That's probably our first job is finding out more about the
Yes.
fella. All we
Find
know
Find
about
out
him.
what we're getting into.
I was about to say, at
Yeah.
the same time, with all the talk of power vacuums, we certainly wouldn't want to just off him and then invite something worse in his place.
Yeah,
without
devil you know.
knowing where his connections
Well,
are.
the devil you know is-
If he knows we can get to him, that's usually enough. And
We'll
it's
see.
much better to have a person who knows you can get to him.
He seemed like the type, I don't know.
He certainly was willing to walk away from the people that burned down his building.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to imagine he went
we
after
don't
your
know if he
friend.
had things in motion on that. He could have people out looking. We hadn't found anything. I mean,
We have now. We know who did it. Maybe he.
I mean,
Farran.
yeah. we know who did it because we got lucky on a couple of things. Right place, right time. And I don't know if the group of us can really throw a lot of shade on a person not getting lucky the way we did.
Let's leave it at this then for now. Whatever else we're going to do, the first step is we got to find out more about him. Okay? He's coming for 3 of us no matter what. That's solid right now. Till we deal with that.
We should probably prepare for a fight in case he finds us first.
Who's the third?
I went with them. I delivered. I was carrying the chair.
Yeah, you.
There's not going to be any hiding that.
You people you're going out to places where you don't have to show your real face, and then you go there with your.
I think Jonathan was always a different face.
Yeah, yeah. Jonathan was a burner ID, so.
I just don't have to look like him in public.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it's really kind of hard to hide yourself when you're forged.
Aren't you literally wearing a face mask?
Yeah, can't you just like.
Oh no! Nope. Nope.
No. I mean, it probably just.
Please.
So anyway, what are we gonna do about your?
Well, that's what I was saying. The first thing we got to do. First thing we got to do is get more information. I mean, whatever we decide to do with it later, whether it's hit him, whether it's take him out, whether it's make peace with him somehow, we don't have more information, can't do anything. Because all we know about him right now is almost nothing.
So we need some recon.
Luckily, one of the few things we do know is we do know where he does his business. If we watch that place, we might be able to learn something.
Well, it sounds like we all learned a valuable lesson.
Nope.
And the remaining 9 chairs levitate up and fly out the window.
Alright.
Next time,
version 3.
we'll pick up, I think, with Ix waking up in the hospital as we resume next week.
One technical question. Was that a
Yes.
score?
Yes.
Okay.
Good game.
Good game.
So we'll have Ix wake up and then deal with some of the results of the score.
Those are some high quality segues.
I didn't even think of the fire and ninja connection.
Oh, that was very good. Good game, good game. Thank you to Levos for volunteering your fingers.
They gotta feel back.
Yeah.
But the worst part is the insult to the chair.
Oh,
That's the worst part, really.
that goes without saying.
Arc agrees, 100%.
Lynn insulted the
There
chair.
was a lot of R&D and labor and love and soul and heart and earth and water that went into those chairs.
People can't appreciate true
So,
art.
as a funny comment, if there was a DPS meter run, I took up. Sorry.
I didn't realize we were even still streaming. As a funny comment, if we were keeping a running like MMO DPS meter for the party, I think the chair would have actually the chair. If you count the chairs as a group, including the one that cut Maddie, I think they would collectively be like number 3 now on the list.
They're like the bone wheels of the EBERRON world. They're very dangerous.
Oh jeez, I could have lost my character sitting
You
in that.
you could have.
I
Coulda,
was in
woulda,
a room
shoulda.
with 9 of those things. That's scary.
Bone wheels never attack in singular.
Oh, no.
Look, this
And now they're just running around the street.
This coffee shop is peaceful and its inhabitants kind.
Oh.
I don't know about that last part.
Good game, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone,
Good
for
game.
tuning in. Happy birthday, Squeaky El Lobo.
Yes. Happy day, birth, Squeaky.
For our Blockster Day.
Yeah.
That.
Yes. Took me a moment, but now I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thanks.
Squeaky. Put Squeaky down.
Not on his birthday?
Don't put Squeaky down on his birthday?
No. What?
No, I meant like if he like picked him up.
Set him down.
What do you guys?
He's
night,
a
everybody.
good friend.
Good night.
We're gonna put down Squeaky.
I was hatched 13 years ago.